rain just about disappearing, but we've got some very leaden skies above the CBS Arena at the moment. But it is Coventry in their sky blue kit, all in sky blue. They've got us underway, and they've got a throw in well forward on the right-hand side, which the Dutch right back Milan van Ijbek is going to take straight away, and he's going to, by the looks of it, try and launch it straight into the Norwich penalty area and ask some early questions of this Canaries defence in a very loud and buoyant CBS Arena. Early test coming up for the Norwich City defenders here. They're all back inside their penalty area. Van Ijbek with a looping throw. I think that slipped out of his hands. It's gone high up in the air. It has made it to the edge of the box. Sargent climbs to head it away. Diallo puts it straight up in the air and then has to head his own clearance away further up the field. And Norwich have got it up the pitch now as far as the halfway line, where Sargent's already leaning into Grimes, but it's cleared by De Silva for Coventry, and that snuffs out the opportunity of a Norwich counter-attack. Bobby Thomas beats Physicality in the air. It's loose in the midfield. Topic, though, emerges with the ball for Norwich City. It lays it off towards Sienats. Sienats does well to hold off a couple of challenges. Norwich in possession in a congested middle of the park here, but Topic just found Kenny McLean, and he instinctively dinks one over the top onto the left wing. Diallo is away, but he's gone too soon, and he's flagged offside. So opening 90 seconds, 0-0. Milan van Ijbek gave that throw in the big build-up, Jed, but you will know as a goalkeeper when the ball's wet, not easy, is it?
Yeah, it's not. I think he'll be calling for a towel, to be honest with you. But those long throw-ins are difficult to deal with. A lot of the time it's the trajectory of it, but it's not the first contact or the first header that you're worried about. It's the second. It's making sure everyone's marked in the box, and that flick on doesn't come to anyone.
And even though it wasn't a great throw in, it went higher than it went in terms of distance. It still took Norwich a few touches to get it away, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing with the long throw. A lot of the time it's just keeping that ball alive in and around the box.
Here's Diallo knocking the ball towards the halfway line. Thomas cuts it out for Coventry. Heavy touch there from Grimes in the midfield, allows Topic to steal possession. Topic pivots, he's under pressure from Rodoni. In the end, plays it back to Harry Darling, and Darling gives it to the central defensive partner Jakov Medic. Norwich for the first time get Kellen Fisher involved on the right-hand side. It's broken down in the midfield though there for Norwich. Topic caught in possession. McLean trying to get him out of trouble, but Coventry have moved it with Ephron Mason-Clark on the left-hand side. Fisher slips over. Mason-Clark has got past him, level with the edge of the penalty area, pulls it back to Torp on the edge of the penalty area. Back out to the left-hand side it goes. Silva's cross into the penalty area. It's gone a long way. Sakamoto trying to get the shot in. There's a scramble in the Norwich box, and Medic slides to clear it away. But it's a really vibrant atmosphere here, and the Coventry crowd enjoying this at the moment. They tried to put Norwich under further pressure. Headed towards the edge of the box from Grimes, cut out this time by Fisher, who's trying to see Mason-Clark further away from the penalty area on that left-hand side. But it's with Grimes now for Coventry. Torp rolls it to De Silva on the left-hand side. Crossing opportunity, fizzed in. Norwich gets to the first header, but it's loose inside the box. Actually, Wright tries to force it goalwards, but eventually bounces wide, and a goal kick is given. But 3 minutes in, this is sometimes what you have to do as the away team, isn't it? That the home side come out of the blocks and they mean business.
Yeah, you've got to soak it up for the first 15 minutes. When you play away from home, you know the home team are going to come out the traps. You've got to try and keep the crowd quiet. Don't give them anything to feed off early on.
Well, fantastic atmosphere. A club that has had some really hard times in recent years, Coventry City, but the last 3 or 4 years there's a real feeling that it's going places again. And the fact that they've had a brilliant FA Cup run, didn't they? Got to the semi-finals a couple of seasons ago. They've been in the playoff final, playoff semi-finals last year as well. Under Mark Robbins and then Frank Lampard. And you can hear from the atmosphere that it's a place that's finally feeling good about its football again. But there are 2,700 Norwich fans here away to our right-hand side, and they've got a great view of the end that Norwich are defending. Our commentary position is sort of level with the edge of the penalty area that Norwich are attacking, so we're spending a lot of our time at the moment craning our necks off towards the right-hand side, watching Coventry build another attack with Rodoni on the right-hand side. Sakamoto in front of him, cuts in onto the left foot, curls it into the penalty area, and there's a header off the post from Mason-Clark, and cleared away by Kellen Fisher. Great early ball into the penalty area. Fisher initially caught out there, and Ephron Mason-Clark got in behind him, managed to knock the ball goalwards, and it skipped up off the turf and hit the post. Yeah,
it's a massive warning shot for Norwich, that. Fisher switches off of that far post, and Ephron Mason-Clark sneaks in. It's a glancing header. Thankfully for Norwich, he whacks the post.
Yeah, Fisher, we saw him again. I was going to make the point because we are on the level with the edge of the penalty area that is at the far end of the ground, but Fisher seemed to completely slip over a moment ago against Mason-Clark. It's not been a solid start from him, has it?
No, it looks like a hard pitch, but a wet one, which makes it very slippery.
Yeah, and he was caught out there by Mason-Clark, who seemed to skip up off the turf and hit the post. But that's a real warning for Norwich City against a Coventry side who, as we said in the build-up to the game, we've got 14 goals already this season. the next highest in the Championship before this round of games, 9 for Bristol City. 5 minutes gone, 0-0 at the moment, but Coventry making the early running at the CBS Arena. Norwich, though, breaking up the attack well there, but they were unable to get it up towards Sargent, and so the possession is soon back with Coventry City. And Kitching, the centre-half, who plays it to Hadji Wright. Poor layoff from him. Fisher's intercepted it and has played the ball straight out for a throw-in. Fisher keeping his place at right back, despite Jack Stacey being fit enough to be on the bench today after concussion. And I think Kellen Fisher, who was away with the England under-21s in the international break, he already knows he's in for a game this afternoon, doesn't he?
He does. When I played with Efron Mason-Clark at Peterborough, and he's a top winger. Everything that we did went through him, and I'm not surprised he got his move to the Championship, because he can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about him as a former teammate. He did score in the playoffs last season as Coventry came close to getting to Wembley, but were outdone by Sunderland in the end. Here's Sakamoto on the right-hand side. They put that cross in a moment ago from which Coventry hit the post. 0-0 it is. Norwich being tested in the early part of this game. Ball over the top of the Norwich defence. Sakamoto races towards it. Cresceni does really well to deal with him there and see the ball behind for a goal kick. He had a good game at Blackburn, Creseni. In the side now with Norwich playing a more orthodox back four, and I think he's another player you played with, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I was at Aston Villa with Ben. First and foremost, he's a great guy, very down to earth young lad, and secondly, he's a fantastic footballer as well. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see him playing Championship football for Norwich. Well,
the weather's turned distinctly autumnal here. Every so often there's a gust of wind, and the rain that's drizzling down at the moment just comes into our faces here as we watch Norwich City try to build a rare attack with Kenny McLean here in the centre circle, holding on to possession well up against Rodoni. He's got Topic alongside him. Topic plays the ball back to Medic. Norwich, I think, just trying to take the sting out of things at the moment. Harry Darling has possession. He goes to sweep it forward on the right-hand side. It's a long way in front of Kellen Fisher, who thought about chasing after it, but had no chance really. And it goes behind for a goal kick. And how do you approach these away matches then, Jed, as a team? We all want to see Norwich City get on the front foot, but they've been under such pressure that there is an art to just calming things down, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've noticed so far is Coventry are playing a very high line. So we just saw there the ball go over the top. Kisgarden has run in behind a couple of times already early on in this game, so it's potentially utilising that, and sticking it in behind turns Coventry and gets them back running towards their own goal and can alleviate the pressure.
We saw the one-time Norwich have almost got in Diallo on the left wing, who just made his run too soon and was flagged offside, but that might be the sort of outlet that Norwich will need to use. But the game's settled into a familiar pattern now in the opening 8 minutes, with Coventry in possession and Norwich keeping everybody back behind the ball, trying to make sure they don't fall behind early. Kings Lynn have the lead in the FA Cup at Chesham. Early goal there to the limits. Chesham 0, Kings Lynn 1. 3 Norfolk teams looking to keep their FA Cup runs going today. Former FA Cup winners, Coventry City. A long time ago now, 1987. They've got a throw in here in the right back position, which Ivan will take. 0-0 on BBC Radio Norfolk. On a wet and blustery afternoon here. And bright sunshine, but that's soon disappeared. Here come Coventry. Mason Clark again, left corner of the penalty area. Gets it, an early shot in, and that one doesn't clear the crossbar by much. Got a deflection as well. The corner's been given, the first of the game, but your old Peterborough teammate looks full of confidence, doesn't he?
Yeah, you've got to get close to Efron Mason-Clark. He loves coming in on that right-hand side and trying to bend it in the far corner. Fisher's got to get tight to him. Cernak's got to help him out as well, potentially double up and give him a hand. And
we've seen Sakamoto, the other winger, on the right-hand side, who's coming on his left foot to good effect. So that's something Norwich have got to be aware of. But for now, they have to see out the set piece. Corner from the right for Coventry, right in front of those Norwich City supporters. 0-0, we're in the 10th minute. There's the delivery, high towards the far post. Kovacevic punches it away, good goalkeeping, and Diallo completes the clearance as well, and then chases after his own clearance. It's ended up back on the edge of the Norwich penalty area though, where Creseni will roll it into the path of Diallo, still inside his own half on the left wing. He's got 2 Coventry players up against him, and he's lost possession as Diallo, and it could be costly. Van Ibeck comes forward now, finds Rodoni on the right-hand side, crosses the ball into the box, well headed away there by Topic. And that goes all the way back, or Kenny McLean it is rather, and that ball goes all the way back towards the halfway line, from where Coventry will try and build again. There was just a moment where it looked like Diallo might break, and he ended up getting caught in possession, and the ball is back with the Coventry goalkeeper Carl Rushworth, who's been a complete spectator in the opening 10 minutes here. He plays the ball through the middle, Hadji Wright jostling with Medic. Norwich clear it, but again it's Coventry hungry for possession around the halfway line. Topic forces them back into their own half, and it's the Sky Blues controlling the game and controlling the possession in the early part of this game. Norwich have pressed them back now to the goalkeeper Rushworth. He passes it out to defender Kitching, back again to Rushworth, who's blown spells with Swansea and Hull in recent seasons. Still a Brighton goalkeeper by rights, but on loan at Swansea, on loan at Coventry this season. Here's Grimes, the former Swansea man, stretches Norwich here. They've got Hadji Wright away on the left-hand side. Low ball into the box. Oh, Harry Darling's put it in his own net, has he? Flags up. Harry Darling has put it in his own net, but it won't matter because when the ball was slipped through to Hadji Wright, the flag went straight up. And I will like to give Harry Darling the benefit of the doubt and say that he knew that, but there were hearts in mouths amongst those Norwich fans, Jed.
There was, but the lines was right in front of them, so I think they might have seen him. Hopefully.
It's a risk, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It was a good ball in behind. Hadji ran off the back of Fisher, but it just went too early.
It's the far end of the pitch from us. I know I'm not trying to make excuses up, but we are level with the edge of the other penalty area. And as that ball came across, I thought, what's Harry Darling doing there? He finished with aplomb, didn't it? But the flag was up. Sargent heads the ball on, and Maybeck clears for Coventry. Topic goes looking for it, but Redoni with a lovely turn just shakes him off and then releases to Silva on the left-hand side for Coventry. It's been a really lively start from the home team. Now Mason Clark on the left-hand side, corner of the penalty area, lays it off to Redoni. He takes a shot deflected wide, and that's going to be another corner. All Coventry at the moment. How do Norwich get to grips with this, Jed?
Fisher has to tell Cernak to get back and help me out. Coventry, they're running down their left-hand side. The Silva and Efron Mason Clark are creating that overload with Fish, and he's got to ask his wide man to come and help him out.
Yeah, it's, I do expect to soak up pressure at times away from home, but it's just no outlet for Norwich City at the moment. It is coming back time and time again. And we've got a Coventry corner now, second of the game already, inside the first 12 minutes. From the right-hand side, Redoni's going to take it. Kovacic punched away the last one. Will he be able to deal with this one? Similar sort of delivery again. There's a scramble inside the 6-yard box, and Harry Darling has emerged to clear the ball away. Just stronger than anybody else in the 6-yard box there, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's good defending. It's another wicked ball in. The keeper can't come for it. Coventry try and keep it alive. Thankfully, Darling gets rid of it.
I mentioned that Kings Lynn have got a goal up in the FA Cup. It's now 1-1 at Cheshire. 1-1 in that FA Cup qualifying round match. 0-0 here. Norwich, though, having to soak up an awful lot of pressure. Diallo has the ball, but he's back in his own left-back position. Fiskar in there for help, and he's run the ball out of play for a throw-in, and you can just see the back of Liam Manning, who just appeared on the side of the pitch, and he's just urging his team to just clear their lines a bit and try and turn Coventry, isn't it?
Exactly that. The Coventry back line are in there in the opposition half, you know, so that all the space is in behind. If that's the space, go and use it. Don't play into Coventry's hands and play short passes into feet, because they're bang on you, ready to press.
Here's Bobby Thomas, the centre-back for Coventry, sending one into the Norwich half again. Redoni, side from Huddersfield, a couple of seasons ago. It was an excellent last season for Coventry. Coventry have now gone back to their goalkeeper, though, Rushworth, who's standing in the D, into his own penalty area. And now it's a high ball over towards the right-hand side. A tester for Fisher, and the flag's up again. As the rain is... Actually, it is still raining, rain's still falling, but we've got sunshine as well now, just lighting the pitch up. Have Norwich weathered the storm here? 13 minutes in, 0-0. Coventry have hit the post through from Mason Clark. We've had the ball in the back of the Norwich net, which would have been a known goal from Harry Darling, but I think he knew that the flag was up for offside. It's been a thorough going over that Norwich have had in the first 13 minutes. 0-0. They've managed to weather it for now. Can they try and make a mark at the other end? The ball's in the Coventry half with Norwich City. Topic has some room here. Plays it short to Cresceni. Rare foray over the halfway line from him. Diallo takes possession and then tries to switch it over to the right-hand side. A high-hanging ball which De Silva will deal with for Coventry. And he's headed it down to Mason Clark, who immediately is putting Callum Fisher under pressure, and Fisher fouls him. And the Coventry fans feel that actually advantage could have been played there, because I think Mason Clark had got the better of Fisher, hadn't they? And then the referee decided to bring it back. Yeah,
Norwich got away with one there. Efron Mason Clark was ready to push it out of his feet and have a race with Fisher, and unfortunately, I think there's only one winner there, to be brutally honest with you.
Ball played forward by Grimes for Coventry. There's a lovely pass. Hadji Wright putting Darling under pressure. He's managed to hook the ball in from the left-hand side, but not before it had just bounced out of play for a goal kick. So Darling just doing enough there against Hadji Wright. You were calling a moment ago for Ante Sienats to get back defensively and help out Callum Fisher at times. Well, when the ball's at the other end of the pitch, Fisher's certainly quick to dart up and help Sienats in the attacking third.
He is, yeah. So how about you give me a bit of help as well then, please? Yeah.
15 minutes gone, 0-0 on BBC Radio Norfolk. Former Norwich keeper Jed Steer watching this one with us. Actually, Norwich's defence being given a real test in the early part of this game. Here come Coventry again. Grimes to Rodoni on the edge of the box. McLean, watchful, cuts it out. He's got Haji Wright breathing down his neck. The clearance is picked up by Grimes, and Coventry come again. Quick passing in the corner of the Norwich penalty area. Rodoni threads it into the box. There's a tangle of legs. Coventry player's gone down, but the ball's picked up by Kovacevic, and there are a few boos and a few half-hearted appeals for a penalty, but they're coming from the crowd and from nobody on the pitch, and that always tells you, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, no one on the pitch thought it was a penalty. It looked like just a bit of a tangling of legs, and yeah, it was a bit of nothing, to be honest with you.
So Norwich continue to hang on, but that's what it is at the moment. Here's Sargent up on halfway. Nice touch onto Quiscoren. Now Norwich, their first chance to show as an attacking force. Quiscoren carrying the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area today. Looking for an option. Goes back to Topic. And now McLean joins in the attack. Diallo available on the left-hand side. Here he is, level with the Coventry penalty area, Diallo. He's got Crescenni on the overlap. Crescenni will deliver the cross into the penalty area. Headed away by Coventry. Norwich trying to keep the pressure on. They've played it up towards the halfway line. Neat header from Darling to get Kenny McLean in possession. And he wants Norwich to show again as an attacking force. He's picked out Diallo, who cuts in from the left-hand side. Sargent allows Topic to take over, then runs into the penalty area. Might run for Diallo. Goalkeeper Rushworth was off his line quickly to smother it, and the ball's hacked out of play for a throw-in. First time Norwich have really put the Coventry defence under pressure, and there was a bit of hesitancy there, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. There's a couple of intricate passes in and around that edge of the box, and it found its way through to around the penalty spot, and Rushworth was quick off his line to stop Diallo getting in.
He had to be, because Diallo's quick and very nearly got to the ball first. 0-0. Norwich giving their fans something to get excited about here, though, as Medic plays the ball towards Quiscoren in the penalty area for Norwich City. Gets the shot away, and he's got his first Norwich City goal! Matthias Quiscoren celebrates with his teammates. Norwich City have soaked up lots of pressure inside the first 17 minutes, but they've struck on the break. Their first real spell of attacking play in the game, and they've made it count. Really neat finish from Quiscoren into the corner of the net, and it's Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1.
Wow, totally against the run of play. Quiscoren finds the ball, takes it onto his left-hand side. He does what all good strikers do and hits it across the goalkeeper. It takes a slight deflection and nestles itself in the bottom corner. Wow.
Well, we were talking before the game, weren't we, about... Oh, and there's after the celebrations have just about finished and the players are running back towards the halfway line, Quiscoren suddenly, in front of the Coventry fans, just performs a somersault. That was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, to be honest with you.
We were told that he's got a few good celebrations in his Arsenal. That's the first time we've had a chance to see it. But he waited until a long time after the goal was scored. But listen to this now. All you can hear at the CBS is on the ball City, because Norwich City have just shown why they've started the season so well away from home. They've soaked up all kinds of pressure, and with their first attacking spell of the match, Quiscoren scores, and it's Coventry 0, Norwich 1. And that has... There's been a stunned silence around
it. It has, yeah, but I think it's fair to say that Norwich will certainly be soaking up plenty more pressure now.
But really important that Norwich get other players scoring as well as Josh Sargent, and his strike partner Quiscoren, who got plenty of goals last season, 23 in 38 games for Bromby last season.
I feel like strikers always talk about just getting off the mark, getting that first goal when you go to a new club. They'll give him all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, and it was he did take a deflection, but it was neatly taken, wasn't it? He knew what he wanted to do with it. He knew he wanted to get it into that far corner. It wasn't hit with any great power, but he knew where he wanted the ball to go. Yeah,
exactly. And I said then, going across the goalkeeper is massive, because even if the goalkeeper saves it, it gives an opportunity to bring your strike partner into play for a tap-in. But in this occasion, it is a great finish. Yes, took a slight nick, but it was...
And now the goalkeeper, Rushworth, has kicked the ball out. Diallo turns it forward. Sargent was offside, so can't latch onto it, which is a shame, because he was in the perfect position. He sensibly leaves it, but that means Norwich haven't got anybody else close enough to capitalise, and Coventry clear. Here's McLean on the left-hand side. Works the ball out of play for a throw-in. He's disappointed there that he was now to pick out a teammate, but it was a blistering start from Coventry to this game. They put the Norwich defence under all sorts of pressure, hit the post through Efron Mason-Clark, but it's Norwich who've struck on the counter. Just had a couple of minutes where they were spending some time around the Coventry penalty area, and Matthias Quiscoren scores his first goal for the Canaries. And up and under now for the Coventry defence to deal with. Sargent is making life uncomfortable for Bobby Thomas, and he's gone down, Sargent, but he's got the ball well on the floor, and then as he gets up, Kitchen comes round the other centre half and deals with him, and the ball is back with the Coventry goalkeeper. Josh Sargent, yes, he's a great goal scorer in the Championship, but He must be horrible to play against. We interviewed Harry Darling recently, and he said how glad he is not to have to play against Josh Sargent anymore, because he's just a constant thorn in your side, a real hard worker, isn't he?
And he uses his body really well. Just saw there, backing into defenders, and he doesn't stop running and pressing. So I can imagine him being tough to play against.
Now Coventry looking to steel themselves after going a goal down against the run of the play, but Sinats is back helping out, and he's got the foot in there. Coventry though have possession just inside the Norwich half. Grimes exchanges passes with Rodoni. Comes back to Liam Kitching, who was sent off at Carrow Road a couple of seasons ago. And the referee today, Gavin Ward, is the same referee who sent him off in that match. Here come Coventry on the left. De Silva crosses the ball into the box. Darling cuts it out. Rodoni's got an opportunity to put the ball back in the box towards the left-hand side. Short pass to De Silva, who lays it off now for Mason Clark. Takes a touch in the Norwich penalty area. Tries to stand it up here. Haji Wright, diving header. Behind it goes via a deflection. It's another Coventry corner. Coventry shaking themselves into life after the shock of going a goal down.
Yeah, but again though, it's coming down that Coventry left-hand side. Got to do more to stop that ball coming into the box. Just stood off him a little bit too much, and allows De Silva just to get his head up and try and find his teammate 6 yards out.
Matt Grimes confirmed as the new Coventry captain this week, with Ben Sheaf going off to join Wrexham. Takes the corner from the left-hand side. Header goalwards, it's blocked by a crowd of players. I think it was Kenny McLean in the end who was able to hack it to safety. It's Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1 on BBC Radio Norfolk. Matthias Chris-Goran's first goal for Norwich City. Long diagonal ball from the keeper Rushworth. And Jack Rodoni did well to catch up with it and get underneath it, but he was having to run so fast to do so. And as soon as he touched the ball, the momentum that he was running with took it behind for a goal kick. So opportunity for Norwich to regroup a little bit here. Liam Manning standing by the side of the pitch, thoughtfully stroking his chin. So far, we've seen a bit of an away day masterclass from Norwich City. Soak up pressure and lots of it, and then just have a little spell of attacking yourself and nick a goal. And that's what Norwich have done.
Exactly that. And when you're playing away from home, that's what you hope for. You can nick a goal, and then you've got something to hang on to. And the home team then got to push even more and commit more players forward, and then you can just play the counter-attack and try and catch them on the break.
And I know Norwich are one up, so don't want to be hypercritical, but still there are times where you feel Norwich could do more to just force Coventry back a bit and turn them round, but they have got the lead. They know what they're doing so far with that goal from Chris Goran. Former Norwich City keeper Jed Steer watching this one with us and seeing whether Norwich can keep up their great away record this season. Here's Van Ivek on the right hand side for Coventry, really good run, plays the ball to the edge of the box, cut out by Topic, whose clearance is picked up immediately by Coventry here. Didn't get much distance on it. Rodoni into the penalty area. Sakamoto tries to get the shot away. It's blocked. It runs into the Norwich penalty area and it's cleared away. And Sargent will set off after it. Bobby Thomas, though, the defender, will get there first. And play it to his goalkeeper Rushworth. The ball at his feet, about 25 yards from his goal. He lays it off now to Grimes. Grimes with a searching ball towards the right-hand side. And Ivek turns it forward. Returned with interest by Darling into the Coventry half, where defender Thomas takes control of the ball, lays it off to Liam Kitching. Coventry will have to build again from deep here. Goal down to Norwich City. That strike in the 17th minute from Matthias Chris-Goran. Back to Grimes on halfway. From the Swansea captain. Now to the right-hand side and Rodoni. Norwich well disciplined, set up behind the ball at the moment, proving difficult for Coventry to find a way through, and they've gone back to goalkeeper Rushworth. Sargent, in typical fashion, goes to close him down and rushes Rushworth to clear it upfield. Neat header then from Fisher to Topic, and he will try and burst forward out towards the right-hand side. Really good tackle on him, though. Terrific play in the midfield there by Torp. Coventry midfield, the Dane, laid off to Rodoni, who will now lead the charge for Norwich City. De Silva on the left-hand side, level with the penalty area. Coventry attacking. It's come back to De Silva. Rodoni plays it into the penalty area first time, cut out well by Medic. Kitching tees up Grimes on the left-hand side. Coventry getting up another head of steam here in search of an equaliser. It's a good run from De Silva. He's got round Fisher, who makes a good recovery tackle, and it's up behind for another corner. But Jesse is absolutely right. Every time Coventry attack, it is coming down their left, and it's the Norwich right-hand side that is having to deal with an awful lot. Yeah,
and Fisher is being overloaded. It's a really difficult job for him at the moment, because he's got Rodoni going over there. He's got De Silva, the fullback, joining in with Mason Clark. Even the striker Hadji is going out there, and they're just creating that overload to try and give them the best chance of scoring.
Corner to Coventry from the left-hand side. This one aimed high towards the penalty spot, and the referee spotted a foul in there. A tug of the shirt. He's demonstrating now. And he's given Norwich a free kick. And Frank Lampard, the Coventry City The manager comes to the side of the pitch now, arms folded. He's wearing a bit of a grey cardi, sort of number at the moment. And he looks really morose, looks really unhappy, because it'll be so frustrating for him, because from a manager's point of view, his team has given everything he could have wished for. They've put Norwich under all sorts of pressure. They've done enough to create chances, they've hit the post, but they're 1-0 down.
Yeah, but if I was a Coventry player, you'd be really pleased. I think you're 1-0 down, you'd be really pleased with the start performance, and you'd be thinking, look, it's only a matter of time before they get the goal, to be brutally honest.
And now Physicality goes down. They're coming together with Sakamoto, and the free kick goes Norwich's way. It was one of those where both players had their arms locked together and they both barreled to the ground, and it's very difficult to know which way the referee should give that, but he's decided it should be a Norwich free kick. Coventry don't have a great recent record against Norwich. Last 12 meetings they failed to win, including the one at Carrow Road last season, of course, when they were 1-0 up with 90 minutes up, Coventry City at Carrow Road, and still managed to lose 2-1. With those 2 goals in stoppage time from a Mankwa Forsen. Sure, Frank Lampard will have that in his mind, but it didn't dent them too much. They still went on to make the playoffs, and Norwich City didn't. And now the Coventry fans not happy with how long Norwich are taking over this throw-in, which Crescenzi eventually does take. Headed on by Diallo. Thomas plays it forward for Coventry. Medic reads it, intercepts it, but then doesn't keep control of the ball, and Mason Clark steals it in a central position. Again looks to get the ball out to the left-hand side to good effect. It's gone into the penalty area for Coventry, but Kovacevic races out of his goal, slides and picks it up with an instruction from Harry Darling to do so. Mason Clark is the left winger, but when he got the ball there, he was straight away, what's the option on the left-hand side? 1-0 to Norwich here on BBC Radio Norfolk. It's a foul on Kenny McLean and a free kick for Norwich City. Coventry fans getting a little bit frustrated. Been too much wrong with the way their team started the game. Norwich under lots of pressure, hit the post. But on the big screen at either end of one end of the ground, just above the heads of the Norwich fans, they've got the full team lists on there. It's a big enough screen to fit everybody's name on. And there's just one football next to the name of Matthias Kvistgaard, which shows that he has scored the only goal of the game. Now Norwich tries to get the ball up towards Sienats on the right-hand side, but it's bounced out of play for a throw into Coventry. We have now got blue skies back above the ground. That early rain shower was making things a little bit tricky for some of the players. They were slipping and sliding in the early part of the game. It's now faded away. We've got sunshine and blue sky, but it's Norwich who have the lead by 1-0. Grimes in the midfield plays the ball forward there for Coventry. Mason Clark again trying to get goal side of Fisher. Fisher trying to deal with him, but Mason Clark's got possession, level with the Norwich penalty area. He twists and turns and gets the cross in. It's cut out, and Fisher helps the ball on its way for a throw in. That is the battle that is looking even more important as the game goes on, isn't it? Can Callum Fisher get to grips with Ephron Mason Clark?
It is. It's a really difficult afternoon for him so far, and Ephron Mason Clark is a top winger, and he's causing all kinds of trouble.
Norwich have cut the ball out well there defensively, and they've got a counter-attack on if Topic can carry it. He was initially off balance, but he's picked himself up, and then he's played a really poor ball. That was meant for Diallo, but Diallo has battled back and won it. And now he works it onto the left-hand side, where Topic has continued to run forward. Van Ivak is quick and gets back to make the challenge, but Topic holds him off, plays it in field now for Kenny McLean. McLean scampering forward, tries to feed it through the defence for Sargent, but it's been cut out. Sargent was on his way then, on the shoulder of the defence, waiting for the ball to roll into his path. Fisher now does well to cut the ball out against Mason Clark, but Coventry with Torp have it on halfway. De Silva coming forward to good effect from left back here. He's run a long way with the ball, lays it off to Radoni. Now Mason Clark's made a run into the penalty area from the left hand side. His cross cut out by Harry Darling. Seen so much of the ball left from Mason Clark. Norwich clear the ball away, but this time it's picked up by Coventry. Sky Blues piling the pressure on once more in search of an equaliser. It's Radoni 25 yards out, laying the ball off. Shot's going to come in from Torp, blocks. And it rebounds all the way back towards the halfway line. Victor Torp's got 4 goals in his last 4 games. He got 6 in the whole of last season, but Coventry have had plenty of goals recently. 7 they got here against QPR last month. Nearly half an hour gone. Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1. It's Coventry attacking. De Silva on the front foot, left-hand side, crosses high into the penalty. Sakamoto's up, hits it down, blocked by Harry Darling. And Diallo chases it out of the penalty area, but it's Van Ivak who gets there first. Coventry back on the ball in Norwich territory, such has been the pattern for most of this opening half an hour. But it is Norwich who have the lead. And that opportunist strike from Matthias Kvistgaard. Bobby Thomas on halfway, trying to stretch Norwich again by finding Rodoni, right corner of the penalty area. Sakamoto outside him on the right wing. Sakamoto skips in, now tries to deliver across towards the far post. Important header from Fisher, and Sienats completes the clearance. Header down from Thomas. Here's Torp, 25 yards out. He's going to hit a shot that Kovacevic is happy to wave over the crossbar. Applause from the fans, applause from Frank Lampard. But it's still Norwich who leads.
Yeah, and it's a really good position from Fisher from that cross into the box at the far post. It would have been easy for him to hang out and try and mark the man outside the post, but instead he gets himself in, he tucks himself in right next to Medic, so when it goes over his head, he's there to head clear.
The scoreline, of course, has Norwich 1-0 up, Jed, but are they just camping a bit deep here? They can't get one, they're just giving the ball away. And here's Rodoni in the penalty area for Coventry. Can he get the shot away? He's got yellow shirts around him trying to get the challenge in, and eventually it's been smuggled behind, and it will be a goal kick. But you know what I mean? You understand you have to do a bit of defending in the Championship, but there's a fine line between defending in numbers and defending well, and just inviting attack after attack, because eventually they are going to score.
Yeah. At the moment, I'd be saying as a team, right, let's sit in 2 banks of 4 and let's be difficult to play against. At the minute, it seems a little bit, the team seems a bit stretched. There's too many spaces. There's a lot of space out wide. We're seeing Coventry go down this left-hand side every single time, and it needs someone to just go, right, let's just be difficult to play against, just for 5-10 minutes.
Well, here goes Physicality, full of action. He's won the ball, 30 yards out, tries to roll it to Sargent. He's found Sargent, he's in the box, and he's put it over the top. That was a lovely bit of link-up play there between Physicality and Sargent. Sargent got himself in the penalty area, shooting position, and perhaps went a little bit too much for power. I mean, he skied it against the Sky Blues there, didn't he? He
did, and it's a brilliant opportunity for him. It's a great first touch onto his left foot. He steadies himself, he's got a bit of time. You're right, Chris, he hits it too well. He really does. If he shanks it a little bit more, it probably hits the target.
We saw it at Blackburn, actually. Just the early signs of a good link-up between Physicality and Sargent, and it happened again there. And here is Sargent putting himself about. Grimes with a poor touch back towards his own penalty area, but Kitching has cleared it away. Better than that, it's bouncing towards the Norwich penalty area now, and Kovacevic has to come out, the goalkeeper, and head it out of play.
And that's why you stay high as a goalkeeper, Chris. You were saying earlier that you might get lobbed at times, but being high in that position gives you that chance to come and clear up.
Yeah, it's the way Kovacevic plays, and it's worked to good effect a lot, but there are games where Norwich don't look after the ball well, and you can get stranded.
Yeah, I think most goalkeepers have been there, where you expect your team to keep the ball and they don't, and then all of a sudden you're in no man's land and you just hope they can't hit the target.
Rodoni, left wing for Coventry. More defending for Norwich to do here. Sienats has managed to get the challenge in this time. The ball, I think, has hit the corner flag and then gone for a Norwich City throw. Their own right-back position, so we're 12 minutes away from half-time. It's Coventry 0, Norwich 1. Fisher went to take the throw-in and then decided to call Medic over to take it, and now he's thrown the ball to Fisher, and Kellen Fisher is going to get a yellow card. It takes some doing to get a yellow card for time-wasting in the first half of a match.
Yeah, it's a little bit schoolboy, I'm going to say. The centre-half is never going to go out by his corner flag and start taking throw-ins, so it's pretty obvious what was going on there.
Yeah, ball launched forward there by Norwich City. Diallo up there by himself at the moment, but he's got to the ball first against 3 Coventry defenders. Oh, he's got the pace to get away. He's been brought down, and there's a decision to be made here in terms of the card. I don't think it'll be a red, because he was going away from goal. It was Diallo, and there was a covering defender, but he was the only Norwich player, I think, pretty much in the Coventry half there. And he got away, didn't he?
He did, and he can be such an outlet in today's game because of his pace and his dribbling ability. Keeping him high and being that outlet for the team, it could be huge today.
He's actually stayed down, which is a concern, and they're now getting the Norwich medical team on. I've not seen a card shown yet, but there's got to be a card there, hasn't it, for that trip?
Yeah.
He was away to running. He was running across, wasn't he, towards the corner of the penalty area. He's now talking to the assistant referee here, is the ref. So I wonder whether they're just deciding whether there was a covering player and whether there is a justification here for the red card to come out.
I think it's a yellow.
Instinctively, I would say yellow.
Yeah, I think it's a
yellow. But it's just the fact they're having a long talk about it. Bobby Thomas has been called over now, and he's taken him well away from all the rest of the players. The referee has his hand in his pocket. He's explaining to Bobby Thomas why he's made the decision that he's made. Thomas is protesting. I would expect a yellow card. Thomas is sort of backing away as if he's expecting a yellow card as well. It's a long talking to he's getting here.
Got to pull out a red then.
Well, I mean, there can't be that much to talk about. It's either a red or a yellow. Yeah, it's a yellow card. Not quite sure why that needed quite such a long explanation. But Thomas has been booked. And now this is interesting. Norwich have given Diallo the treatment from the physio, and he stayed on the pitch, Diallo, and he should be going off, shouldn't he? Having had treatment. But he stayed on.
Yes.
The Norwich medical team are creeping away behind the goal, and Diallo has just got himself away from the referee, and he's standing around the edge of the penalty area. They've forgotten here that once you've had treatment, you're supposed to go off, aren't you? Coventry fans have
normally that's the case.
Yeah, unless there's I don't think there's anything that's changed this season for that. Anyway, Diallo's on the pitch. If he scores from this, my goodness. Anyway, it's a Norwich free kick over on the right-hand side. Coventry have conceded a fair few from set plays this season. They've now got... Well, surely someone has informed the referee about this, but he's happy for play to continue and for Norwich to have the free kick. Floated into the penalty area now. It's coming for Coventry head, and it's gone behind, and that will be a Norwich City corner. I don't think there's anything technical in the rules about if a player gets booked, you could stay on, is there? I've never seen it, so unless someone's listening who's a qualified ref and can put this right, but Jed's played the game and the goalkeepers don't go off injured though. So.
I just try and keep the ball out of there, Chris, to be brutally honest with you.
Anyway, it's 1-0 to Norwich. We've got 9 minutes to go to half-time. We've got a corner to Norwich City. This is their first of the game. Now, before today, all 8 of Coventry's conceded goals had been from set plays. McLean delivers the corner in flat towards the near post. Not a good delivery. It's launched up in the air. This might be coming our way, Jed. No, it's bounced a few rows in front of us.
Did you not see there?
I was just going to ask you about that.
McLean was taking the corner and he had all the Coventry substitutes surrounding him in his ear, and you could see him have a little chuckle to them after when it was a poor delivery at the end of the day, but yeah, I would say it's great sportsmanship, to be brutally honest with you.
And now Chris
they're doing it again, look. They're doing it again, he's in his ear, look.
Chris Garn's going to take a throw in, and he's got the Coventry subs, 5 of them, all standing next to him. Because if you're on the pitch, you've got to be 10 yards away from set pieces. Chris Garn bends his back, long throw in into the box. It's headed away and cleared by Coventry.
I thought one was going to try and trip him over there. He's going to throw it in.
Really interesting that tactically, particularly from the McLean corner. Well, I'm glad you picked up on that. I was going to ask you about it. As McLean has hit a long diagonal ball across the pitch, top pitch for Norwich City. Reverse pass, Sargent to the right of goal, cuts it back, can't pick out a yellow shirt. And Coventry will bring it away with the silver. Up towards the halfway line it goes. Mason Clark tackled well there by Fisher, and then the free kick goes against Harry Darling. And it's a free kick. So we've now got lots of little subplots being played out in front of us here. Norwich lead 1-0. Bobby Thomas is on a yellow card. He's just picked up Mason Clark on the left-hand side, who's running at Callum Fisher, who's on a yellow card. Mason Clark shoots from the edge of the box. It's fallen for Radoni. His shot is charged down by Harry Darling. There's a scramble in the Norwich box, and Ben Crescenti clears it away.
It's unbelievable defending from Darling. God, he gets his body right on the line. He throws himself in front of it. He's 6 yards out. What a block.
I see Frank Lampard spinning round and round on the side of the pitch. He cannot believe that his team is still behind. Yes, so we've got the 2 important defenders now on yellow cards. We've got this tactic that I don't really recall seeing much, where Coventry are asking their substitutes to gather around Norwich when they've got a corner. Oh, now there's a couple of players have gone down. Darling and Hadji Wright on the edge of the box as the throw-in bounces past both of them and goes behind for a goal kick. It's heating up quite nicely, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder whether that was a bit of a Jose Mourinho tactic at Chelsea when Lampard was there.
He learns a bit best.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we said before the game that Coventry have got 14 goals this season before today. The next highest scorers are Bristol City with 9. But Bristol City are catching up because they're 3-0 up at Sheffield Wednesday. Troubled Sheffield Wednesday. That's 8 goals conceded by the 2 Sheffield teams already this championship weekend. Diallo heads the ball on. Chris Garn with a clever touch, but he just can't get to it the second time. All ball's played back to the goalkeeper Rushworth, who a little shimmy and a shake of the hips, and then he clears it upfield. Mason Clark backing into Fisher here. You can see he fancies it. He knows Fisher has got that yellow card. Here's Radoni for Coventry. Ball's gone through the legs of Sienats, and now it's been played out to the left-hand side again for Coventry, who are on the attack with Torp. Fisher recovers well, makes the challenge, and the ball is going to be cleared away. Picked up by Grimes, though, on the left for Coventry. They come again. 1-0 to Norwich, but Coventry pushing and pushing in search of that equaliser. To Silva on the left-hand side. Picks out Kitchen. rolls the ball across the edge of the box. Nice touch into the area. Radoni's shot is blocked by Medic. More good committed defending from Norwich City. And Medic clears it away. But this 1-0 lead is being tested. Wrexham 0, QPR 1. Norwich play Wrexham at Carrow Road next Saturday. It's the next game for the Canaries. We will bring you on BBC Radio Norfolk. And in the Premier League, Newcastle have the lead against Wolves 1-0. Just bringing Jed Steer in a moment on whether there is a bit of a decision to be made about Kellen Fisher at half-time.
I'm not sure whether it's Kellen Fisher, to be honest. It might be Cerniak.
But I mean, in terms of, he's now on a yellow card.
Yeah, potentially.
We have Jack Stacey on the bench, and I realise that he's not been particularly well supported, Fisher. And he's got Mason Clark really running at him time and time again. But he's now doing that with a yellow card to his name. Yeah,
obviously it's even hard. You can't tackle at all near enough. You know, everyone's so good at knocking it past people and running that you end up being a mannequin just trying to stop that.
And the annoying thing, from a Norwich point of view, is that yellow card wasn't because of any good play from Mason Clark. It was messing about over a throw-in and being booked for time wasting. But if it all adds up to Norwich City winning the game, nobody will mind. But there's a long way to go before we can say that. 4 minutes of the first half remain. Coventry 0, Norwich City 1. Here's McLean, just trying to calm things down. He's slowing the game right down to his pace here is Kenny McLean. And it comes to Darling on the left-hand side. Harry Darling having a bit of a run forward here from centre-back. He's tricked by Torp. Torp has his head in his hands, but that was always going to be a
Yeah, you could see Darling, he's getting up smiling. He knows exactly what he's doing there. He goes past his man, knocks it past, gets his body in the way, and down he goes.
Yeah. And a free kick to Norwich, left wing. 15 yards inside the Coventry half, and McLean spotted an opportunity to take it quickly. It's been cut out though. Comes back to Kenny McLean, to Crescenny. Fiscoran available on the left-hand side, the Norwich goal scorer, who's played it neatly into the path of Crescenny. Cross from Crescenny, just behind Diallo, and hacked away by Coventry City. Nice first touch from Radoni. He's knocked it over the top of Medic. Goalkeeper Kovacevic is way outside his penalty area.
Brilliant.
And he's headed the ball out of play for a throw-in in the Coventry half.
Brilliant goalkeeping, and where he heads it as well, perfect.
Yeah, would you like that as a goalkeeper, Jed? How far off your line would you have been in that situation?
I would like to think I would have been in and around it, but if I didn't get there, I wasn't getting back.
No, that's the problem. And I suppose it depends on what your manager wants you to do as a keeper as well, doesn't it? There'll be managers who are far more comfortable with you doing that than others. And Ian Manning, when we asked him about Kovacevic after the last game, there was a big smile on his face, and he just described him as a madman.
But that's the thing, though. If you've got a goalkeeper who's going to come off his line, it allows the defence to push up a bit more as well and squeeze the space in front.
Here's De Silva, left-hand side, putting Kellen Fisher under more pressure. Out to the corner flag, Jay De Silva. Plays the ball all the way back here to Grimes, who's tackled by Sargent. Really good play from Sargent, coming back into his own half, winning the ball and winning a free kick for his team. And there's a few moans and groans, but I think even the Coventry fans know that was definitely a foul. And Sargent, everyone talks about his goals record. Remember, he's scored 6 goals already this season in 5 appearances. But he works really hard for the team. Now, Kovacevic is going to get a yellow card as well for time wasting. Because he's wandering out of his goal to take the free kick. So Norwich have had 2 yellow cards in the first half, both for time wasting.
The referee is, okay, the first one I think is time wasting. This second one with the goalkeeper, the referee has been sucked right in by the crowd around him.
Yeah. Kovacevic launches the ball long. Sargent was pushed over there. I think that was obvious from Liam Kitching.
That's going to be so crucial today, is Josh Sargent, when the ball comes into him, winning those fouls, getting hold of the ball, giving that outlet for the team to then get up the pitch. That's going to be massive.
Well, he's won a free kick for Norwich, halfway inside the Coventry half. Good way to take the pressure off this. Free kicks in Coventry territory. Final minute of the first half. Norwich leading by a Matthias Kvistgården goal to 0. And now they've got an opportunity to extend that lead. Sargent's had a glorious chance as well. As much as Norwich have spent most of this half defending, they could quite easily be 2-0 up. McLean's free kick, central position, halfway inside the Coventry half. Everyone back for the Sky Blues. It's dinked into the penalty area. Darling is up, but it's been headed away by Wright. Crescenny keeps the pressure on, finding Topic on the left-hand side. Topic spots Kellen Fisher in space, and there's even more room over towards the other side of the halfway line, and McLean, who now tries to stretch the play, swinging it out towards this left-hand side. It's a great pass. He's picked out Diallo. Diallo has got Crescenny in front of him. on this left-hand side. Diallo level with the Coventry penalty area, sprints towards the byline, tries to cut it back. There was just too many players back, couldn't get it through, and the goalkeeper Rushworth tells his defenders to leave it. He picks it up, he throws the ball out and tries to get Coventry going on the attack. McLean's got to deal with this up against Hadji Wright, and he just about gets enough on it to see it out for a throw-in. Yeah,
really crucial interception from McLean. He sees it early, he knows what the goal is going to do and sprints across to clear it.
3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of what's been a lively first half at the CBS Arena. Norwich City leading 1-0, but 3 minutes for Coventry to try and haul themselves level before the break. Here comes Rodoni on the right-hand side. Support from Sakamoto, back to Rodoni. Great challenge from Fiskaran, and that's going to take it out for a Coventry throw. Just a bit more hard work to get through before the Norwich players can have a breather. It'll be fascinating to see what Liam Manning does at half-time. Here's Torp on the right-hand side. In front of him is Sakamoto. Did he keep that ball in play? He did, and now Norwich have tackled him. And Diallo has come sprinting away with the ball. He's cut in field, he's on halfway. His attempted through ball is blocked, but it's come straight back to Diallo, who is then out-muscled by Sakamoto, who chased him all the way back to the halfway line. He is tackled by Medic, he plays the ball forward. It's all getting a little bit open, a little bit rushed out there, and Coventry have got it back now, and De Silva comes forward. Medic is there to cut it out. And here's Callum Fisher, who puts the ball over the top of the Coventry defence. That's a better use of the ball for Norwich City at this stage. Sargent will set off after it, but he's going to run away for a throw. And it all got very loose in the middle of the park there, didn't it?
It did, but that's a chance there. You say Fisher put it in behind and alleviate the pressure. That's when the Norwich line get up, squeeze the pitch and make Coventry play in their half.
Norwich lead 1-0. Still a couple of minutes of this first half to go. Manning's on the side of the pitch, pointing, I think, at the amount of space that have got over on the left-hand side with De Silva. That's where the ball goes, and De Silva's managed to head it on. Medic, though, gets there before Mason Clark, but then Rodoni knocks the ball past Fisher. Rodoni's wanting a throw in here, but I don't think, I mean, it's miles away from us, but it didn't look like it hit Fisher, and Norwich will get the throw in, but players will appeal for anything at this stage,
yeah,
won't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Callum Fisher with the throw on a yellow card for time wasting in the first half, which you really don't see very often. There's Fiskaran tussling for possession. It's come for Coventry now with Rodoni. Now Mason Clark, Medic cutting it out, finding Kenny McLean, who just clears it away, but it's only squirted as far as De Silva. Challenge made on the edge of the penalty area by Norwich City. Here's Mason Clark to the left of goal, gets the cross in, it's blocked by Medic, and it looks like the final action of this first half is going to be a Coventry corner. Norwich have got to see this out.
Yeah, switch on now. You want your leaders in the team to get everyone concentrating in the positions. Just see this out.
Grimes goes across to take it. 333 games for Swansea. The last of those, a 5-1 defeat at Carrow Road last season. He then moved to Coventry. Takes the corner. High from the left-hand side. Darling is up, his former Swansea teammate, to head it clear. Diallo chases it out towards the right-hand side, but Coventry are going to get another chance to put the ball in the box here.
Edge of the box.
Does cut it back towards the edge of the box. Great run from Grimes into the box, hits the shot. It's charged down again. More committed Norwich City defending. Medic, I think it was, who got the block in this time. He's being patted on the back. And there is still time for another Coventry corner.
Yeah, it's a good block, but it was far too open on the edge of the box for Norwich there. They commit everyone into the 18-yard box, but a couple of intricate passes, but Norwich have been big in trouble there.
Now, referee's blown his whistle before the corner can come in, because there's some tussling going on in the melee that is in that penalty area. Looks like Fiskaran is involved. Touch with Hadji Wright, but here comes the corner. Got to be the last action of the first half this. Norwich lead 1-0. Grimes' corner, hit in with pace, and there is Kovacevic to claim the ball. He dives on it, and that ends a really lively first half. We've got 2,700 Norwich fans here. Most of them are up on their feet now, applauding their team off the pitch, because that has been the sort of battling away performance that probably underlines why Norwich City have been better away from home this season than they have at home. They've soaked up an awful lot of pressure. From Mason Clark hit the post early on. It was all Coventry, apart from one little spell around the 17th minute. And Matthias Fiskaran found room in the Coventry penalty area to fire the ball across the goalkeeper via a deflection and into the corner of the net. Leading by that goal to nil, scored by Matthias Fiskaran. There's an early misjudgment there from Cresceni, though, and Coventry in the Sky Blues. Sky Blue kit under blue skies as well now, bright sunshine, have the ball, attacking goal to our left-hand side, putting Norwich under immediate pressure, but Kenny McLean has intercepted that ball well. He's going to Diallo, deep inside his own half. Diallo, a bit weak on the ball there, and it taken straight off him by Rodoni. And now Coventry will build up towards Rodoni. He's come up towards this near side, the Coventry left, taking on Kellen Fisher, who gets the block in. And out it goes for a throw-in to Coventry, just down in front of us, level with the Norwich City penalty area. I just want to thank messages at half-time from Chris Clark, from Canary Glen, from Ben Tuddenham, and from Andrew Kent, who've messaged me on social media, Jed, to say that if a player gets a yellow card and leaves an injury on a play, then that player doesn't have to come off to get treatment.
Yeah, I knew that.
So,
I just didn't want to look like a clever clod.
So all the Coventry fans who were booing the referee for allowing Diallo to stay on the pitch, but because the Coventry player Bobby Thomas was booked for the foul, I didn't realise that, actually, I'll be honest. That takes away the need for him to come off the pitch. Anyway, here come Coventry looking for an equaliser. De Silva finds Mason Clark, edge of the penalty area, left edge of the box, brings it into the area, taking on Kellen Fisher, but this time just walks the ball to Kellen Fisher's feet. Fisher doesn't really deal with it. De Silva crosses in at the second attempt, and it's cleared. Fiscoren with a header on the edge of his own box, giving it to Diallo on the left-hand side. Diallo decides to try and have a run out from the back here, and he's running out of play for a throw-in. Sometimes he's just better clearing your lines, I think. But pressure on right at the start of the second half. Norwich 1-0 up. I'll remind you of the two team lineups in a moment, but the game continuing really as if there hasn't been a half-time break. Norwich camped in the edge of their own penalty area. Foul there by McLean. Free kick to Coventry. Norwich still have Kovacevic in goal. Fisher, Medic, Darling and Cresceni at the back. Topic and McLean in midfield. Sienats and Diallo wide. Fiscoren and Sargent the front two. And Coventry have Rushworth in goal. Van Eywick, Thomas, Kitching and De Silva at the back. Grimes, Torp in midfield with Rodoni in the number 10 position. Sakamoto and Mason Clark in the wide positions. Haji Wright up front. 1-0 Norwich lead. And here's Jakov Medic, the Norwich centre-back. Plays the ball towards the halfway line. Fiscoren shows for it, heads the ball on, looking for Diallo on the left-hand side. He's found him, but Diallo is immediately met there by Van Eywick, who makes the challenge. Then a foul by Fiscoren. A free kick to Coventry, and what's happened here? Medic has stayed down after playing that ball up the field. That's right in front of us. What happened? Was he
it looked like he might have caught an arm off of Haji Wright as he was playing it forward, or maybe landed funny. He's holding his shoulder.
Yeah, it must have been a long time after the ball had gone, because I was watching the trajectory of the ball towards the halfway line, and Medic is being patched up here. Medic needs a medic, and he's having some treatment down there. No substitutions at half-time. I know, Jed, from our conversations on air and off air, that you're a bit worried about this Norwich right-hand side, and if not making any changes, you, as the manager, would certainly have been in the ear of Sienats, wouldn't you, at half-time, in terms of getting him back and making sure that he's helping out defensively.
Yeah, one thing I found when I played with Mason Clark was, as brilliant as he is 1v1, when you get your wide man back to help your full-back out and double up on him and make it a 2v1 in your favour, a lot of the times he won't try and take you on. He'll pass it backwards to the full-back, his supporting full-back, and that ultimately stops that danger. So we're seeing Medic here. Cernak. He's dropped back in, so I think he has been told.
Ball forward for Coventry. Norwich down to 10 temporarily, and Coventry might take advantage here because the cross has come in. Haji Wright climbs, can't get his head to it. Diallo with some poor defending there, though, allowing Van Eywick to get the ball in the Norwich penalty area, out towards the right-hand side. Fiscoren makes the challenge. Cresceni makes the challenge. They've won the ball back for Norwich City. Diallo playing a short pass to Sargent on the edge of his own penalty area. Norwich need to get this ball away. Sargent's now dispossessed. They just can't get out at the moment, Norwich City. Sienats tries to make a challenge. Still, Medic isn't being allowed to come back on the field because Coventry are trying to put pressure on that Norwich defence, with Kenny McLean dropping into the centre of defence. And he's being tested here immediately as the ball comes into the penalty area. Rodoni's up with the header. Sienats is there to swipe it away. High in the air. Medic is now allowed back on. Header forward from Coventry. Norwich under real pressure as Coventry search for an equaliser. That was really good from Fiscoren. I don't know why the Coventry fans are booing here. Fiscoren nipped in, got the ball clearly amongst the crowd of players, and was caught for his troubles, and he's taken the pressure off his team. I mean, that's clear. Well, isn't it? As clear as they come.
Yeah, he got there first, knocked it past his man, and got taken out.
And I'm glad we aren't the only ones who didn't realise that rule about the yellow card, because when Medic just went off to get some treatment, the Coventry fans around us were all sarcastically cheering as if they think the referee got it wrong in the first half as well. But no, usually when a player needs treatment, they do then have to go off for 30 seconds just to try and do away with any worries about time wasting. but if the player is booked for the challenge, you don't have to go off. Medic finds Fisher on the right-hand side. Norwich City in yellow and green, attacking the goal away to our right. And it's that end of the ground where we've got more than 2,500 Norwich City supporters. Medic just played the ball back to his goalkeeper, Kovacevic. Touch from him. Passes the ball out to Kenny McLean, who's always an option for his team. Comes deep towards the edge of the penalty area to offer an option. Topic in the midfield. Comes back towards his own goal and then finds Kovacevic, the goalkeeper. He plays it out to Medic, who's shaken off whatever that issue was a moment ago. Here's Callum Fisher. Topic once more. Topic goes back to the goalkeeper. Watch the game being played around the Norwich penalty area. Even when the Canaries have got the ball. Here's McLean in the left-back position at the moment. Forward to Cresceni. Maybe touching Cresceni. Into throw in. Even when they've got possession of the ball, Norwich are not finding it easy to get out of their own defensive third, are they?
No, they're not. They just tried to build there and try and use the possession side of things to stop Coventry and relieve that bit of pressure, but Coventry straight back on them.
Yeah, defending for Darling to do. Stoops to get his head to that one. Kenny McLean picks up possession, plays it forward. He's picked up Diallo on the left-hand side. Now the attack is on, but Diallo rather rushes the ball forward towards Sargent, and it's easily cut out. He had a bit of time to go there, didn't he? Oh, now Diallo has left with a foot in there and he's late on Bobby Thomas. He's apologising. He went to try and win the ball back after losing it and arrived very, very late. And could well become Norwich's third booking of the game here. I don't think you can have too many complaints about that. But that was a frustrating one for Norwich. They've waited a long time to have decent touch of the ball in this second half, and when they did, they really rushed that ball forward, didn't they? They had a lot more time to let things build there.
Yeah. Diallo gets it and he's got loads of space in front of him, and I want to see him run with it. He's such a good dribbler, his speed and pace and power. I want to see him run into that space and commit a defender and then play your pass into Sargent.
And Diallo being called over. And there was a few chants of off from the Coventry fans, but I don't think they really believe it. It is a yellow card for Amadou Diallo. Norwich have 3 bookings in this game. That's the first one that's been for an actual foul. The other 2 have been in the first half for time wasting, which you don't see very often. Nearly 8 minutes gone in this second period. Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1. Don't forget, you can join Jed Steer and Rob Butler for Canary Call on the radio and online. You can watch them. Taking your calls, answering your questions on BBC Radio Norfolk. Go to bbc.co.uk/Norfolk and join in with us on Canary Call after the game. I think there's going to be a lot to talk about. It's been a really lively game of football, this one. Norwich lead it at the moment. Coventry trying to do something about that now. Fisher heads the ball away for Norwich City, but there's no great distance on it. It's Haji Wright holding the ball up on the edge of the box. Norwich won it back though. Topic plays it up towards the halfway line. Can't pick out Sargent, but Norwich will get a throw in. It was a little bit better for Norwich City in terms of just getting the ball up the field there. And now, was that Liam Kitchen who backheeled the ball away to stop Norwich City from taking the throw in quickly, and now he's got a yellow card, so that's another booking, and that's both Coventry centre-backs now on yellow cards. There
you go, the referee set his stall out early doors when it came to time wasting, so it's only fair. It's a definite yellow.
And Kitchen sent off against Norwich a couple of seasons ago at Carrow Road. She had 3 red cards that season. And he's on a yellow card here. Here's Cresceni out towards Diallo on the left-hand side. Diallo this time does take on Van Ivik, but overruns the ball, and out it goes, and the throw-in's gone Norwich's way. Well, again, far side of the pitch from us, but it looked like it was just an overrun from Diallo. You saw Diallo's debut at Watford with us, and he looked so lively when he got the ball and he went, but just since then, a bit of a reluctance to do so, certainly today. Here's Topic for Norwich City coming forward. He's found Callum Fisher on the edge of the Coventry penalty area. Tries to play it across, but it's cut out. Comes back to Fisher. Still on the edge of the box here, Callum Fisher. Moves into a more central position. Back towards the halfway line it goes, and Harry Darling lays it off here to Cresceni. A touch from Cresceni into a crowd of players. Needs Darling to help him out. Stroked out towards the left-hand side of Diallo. Forward to Crisco and back into Diallo's path on the left-hand side. Nice link-up play. Cresceni, left-hand side of the penalty area, has just gone too soon. He's flagged offside, but that's earning a nice round of applause there from Liam Manning on the side of the pitch. He enjoyed the way his team attempted to use the ball there and keep it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and there was a nice couple of passes there. I think there was a little 1-2 that, just had a little passage of play. Unfortunately, he was offside. Ben Cresceni just ran too early.
Medic at the back here for Norwich City, picking up the loose ball, playing it back to his goalkeeper. Kovacevic with the right foot, playing up long. Headed on well by Chris Gorin. Coventry back under control with Grimes. He has to pick the ball out back to his goalkeeper, Rushworth. Sargent again goes to close him down, swept forward by the goalkeeper. Excellent control there from Mason Clark, trapped the ball under his feet, and the ball went out of play, well, possibly off Fisher, but the throw-in has gone Coventry's way. That was another 50-50 shot. Frank Lampard's not sure. Still 1-0 to Norwich City. Frank Lampard, the Coventry City manager. Norwich plays the ball back to the Norwich goalkeeper, Kovacevic, who passes it out to Darling. There's a moment there where it didn't look like Darling wanted it, but he's managed to get Norwich out of trouble and play it forward. Breseni, though, beaten to it by Radoni, and Coventry have got it back. It's going back towards his own goal here, though, is Radoni. In fact, he's going all the way back towards his own goal. And Rushworth, the keeper. Norwich just sitting off here, protecting this one-goal lead they've got. We've played 11 minutes of the second half on BBC Radio Norfolk. Norwich fans away to our right-hand side haven't seen too much in terms of goal-mouth action from their team in this second half to get excited about. But they are in the lead. That's a good ball forward to Mason Clark there for Coventry. Edge of the penalty area. Plenty of yellow shirts back, but Mason Clark is trying to make room for a shot that comes in, and when it does, it's straight at the goalkeeper. And 4 other players in the penalty area there, but from Mason Clark seemed determined to go for it himself, didn't he?
Yeah, he comes in on that right-hand side, and I said earlier how he likes to whip it in that far corner. Went straight down the throat of Kovacevic. It's a good pick-up, bounced in front of him, some wet pitch, skippy.
And through a crowd of players as well, so
yeah, it makes it all,
players back.
Yeah, it makes it that much more difficult to see it late.
Like a simple piece of goalkeeping, but as Jed Steele will tell you, there's always a bit more to it than we think.
Well, it's the easy ones that you think are easy, and then you end up taking it for granted and getting it wrong.
Fisher launching one forward towards the right-hand side, and all he's done is pick out one of the ball balls. And there's a bit of discussion going on now among the Norwich coaching staff on whether they are thinking about just changing things a little bit here. I mean, they're leading the game 1-0. Coventry haven't exactly been knocking the door down, but dominating the possession once again. And they pick the ball out towards the right-hand side of Van Ivek. In front of him is Sakamoto on the right wing. Van Ivek again, this Dutch fullback who scored against Norwich last season at Carrow Road, in a game that Norwich went on to somehow win 2-1. Here's Radoni. Back towards Torp in the midfield. Radoni's made a good run forward here towards the right-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Sakamoto outside him. They're getting the ball onto his left foot. Back heel to bring Van Ivek into play. Lots of sky blue shirts in the penalty area, but the ball doesn't go into the box. Instead, it goes back to Grimes and then back towards the halfway line. And Norwich now got a chance to push up, but here's Grimes trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Plays the ball forward to Van Ivek, right-hand side, level with the penalty area. Really good defending from Physicality to get the tackle in once and twice and win it back for Norwich City in his own left-back position. And then Diallo fires the ball out upfield and out of play for a throw-in. A lot of hard work Norwich are getting through here, but still more than half an hour to play. I don't think you can just sit back and defend for that long when you're 1-0 up. Long ball swept forward here by Coventry, and Mason Clark's got in round the back here. Left wing, level with the penalty area, taking on Kellen Fisher, who's on a yellow card. Mason Clark gives it to De Silva on the edge of the box. De Silva sees his route forward blocked. Kitching hits a shot, it goes right through the 6-yard box. Hedgie Wright thinks about sliding, but slightly on his heels, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
We're just saying earlier how Cernak has to get back and double up with Fisher against Efron Mason Clark, make it a 2v1. He did exactly that. Mason Clark didn't even bother taking them on. He just set it back to the fullback, and then Cernak was able to get out to him. It's really good defending from the wing play, just what was needed.
Ball played forward by the goalkeeper Kovacevic, too high for Sargent. And it will go all the way through to Carl Rushworth. Just over 30,500 inside the CBS Arena today for this game of Championship football. I really admire how far Coventry have come in recent years. Remember those seasons where they had to ground share with Birmingham and with Northampton because they were locked out of this place. And here they are now with about 30,000 supporters behind them in the Championship. Norwich, though, make it difficult for them this afternoon. The Canaries lead 1-0. But here's Hedgie Wright as we approach the hour mark at the CBS Arena. Good defending from Fisher to beat Mason Clark to that one, but he's going back towards his own corner flag. But actually, the flag was up. Mason Clark was offside. Fisher just taking a bit of a breather there, rolling those socks further down his shins. It looks like he's been through it, doesn't he, Callum Fisher? He looks like him. We can see him very close to us at the moment. Bright red face. He looks like he's played an hour of Championship football. And Norwich have had 2 yellow cards for time wasting already in this game. And Kovacevic received one of them. And now every time he has a free kick, you know what you're going to get from the Coventry fans. They're going to tell him to get on with it, and he does now with a high free kick into Coventry territory. Sargent jumps, I think he got a flick on it. Coventry should clear, and they do, but they've given it away to Topic. What a clever flick from Topic, infield to McLean. Now Harry Darling in the centre circle. As it's the left-hand side of Cresceni. Cresceni closed down there by Sakamoto, and he's lost the ball, Cresceni, and he's got to recover, but Sakamoto has got in behind it. On the right-hand side, Cresceni doing his best to get back. Sakamoto lays it off to Rodoni here, 35 yards from goal. Norwich have now got everybody back behind the ball, having lost possession. Ball played towards the right-hand side. Sakamoto quickly onto Van Ivek, crossing opportunity. In it comes. It's gone in towards the 6-yard box, but Norwich get there. They need to clear it though. Still around the edge of the Norwich penalty area. Diallo volleys it away high, and Sargent tries to get himself underneath it and has done, but can't quite steer it in the direction of a teammate, and Coventry have got it back. Here they come again. Another roar from the home fans. Desperate to see an equaliser. Van Ivek on the right-hand side, curling cross into the penalty area. Hadji Wright's there, and he's put it wide. Got in behind the Norwich defence. It was a lovely ball, but it just bounced up at an awkward height for him. He was trying to take that shot on from almost knee height, and it was difficult to get over the top of the ball. Norwich there, it's difficult enough to defend for long periods in the Championship, but Cresceni caught in possession. Norwich have, at times, although the clean sheet's intact at the moment, they've made this more difficult for themselves than they need to.
Yeah, just little errors have just crept in those last minute, but it was a great ball in. And thankfully Hadji Wright couldn't go over the top of it, but don't take nothing away from the goalkeeper. He comes out and gets into his face, and that might just be enough to put him off and take us off the ball.
Neat header from Diallo onto Quiscoren, who's tackled by Grimes, who gives his goalkeeper an awkward back pass, and the keeper meets it first time, almost at hip height, and clears the ball up the field, and Fisher heads it out of play for a throw in. What would you have been saying with a back pass like that?
Normally you don't have to say anything, you get a little hand up to say sorry. And I think there he got a little clap from his centre-half as well.
That was not doing him any favours. Defending for Medic to do here. It's across well for Norwich City, but he can't keep the ball in play. He cut the ball out, but he was right up against the touchline. And as soon as he touched it, it crossed the line. Here's Grimes, the new Coventry captain. And on the left wing, De Silva in front of him. Sienat's back defending. De Silva inside to Rodoni. Brilliant tackle from Topic. He's won it. Can he spark a Norwich counter-attack? He helps it on to Quiscoren. Quiscoren in behind the Coventry defence. Too much on it. Even Sargent, who's usually such a willing runner, is not going to chase that. And there's a hand of apology that's gone up from Quiscoren.
Those are the moments where Norwich have to be better. They get the ball and they're a 3v3 at the back. They have to have that final bit of quality, the final pass to put Sargent in.
Just using the ball better than that, yeah. And Ivek's got forward here for Coventry, edge of the penalty area, lays the ball off, shot's going to come in from Torp, it's blocked. Sargent, clever touch to Sienats, and now Sienats has got a chance to take Norwich up the field here. He's over the halfway line, he's looking for support, he's running across the pitch, hits it towards Diallo, who is going to do well to keep it in on the left-hand side, but keep it in he has. Level with the Coventry penalty area, counter-attack on, Diallo's cross comes in, it's headed away. And flying style by Grimes, but Kenny McLean now has it for Norwich City. Surveys his options, decides for a short pass to Cresceni. Diallo further in front of him on the left-hand side. It comes back now to Kenny McLean. Infield to Topic. Medic is available on halfway, but instead it's gone back to the goalkeeper, Kovacevic, who plays it out to Medic. And now Norwich have a bit of possession. They're inside their own half. Here's McLean. Up towards Cresceni. He's been caught in possession again there. And Norwich need to get players back. Here's Sakamoto on the right-hand side. Norwich have regrouped. Sakamoto couldn't use the ball quickly, but there's encouragement for Coventry here. Rodoni's just gone out to the right-hand side to get involved. So often Coventry's inspiration in that number 10 position. Now Norwich sit back, everybody behind the ball. Coventry in possession on halfway. Norwich City lead by a goal to nil, but there's pressure coming their way again here. And Ivek on the right-hand side takes on Diallo, who just does enough, gets a good foot in there. Patramadou Diallo. And then finds Cresceni, who will just lift the ball away. It's not gone out of play.
I think Cresceni might have done a hamstring here.
Oh, he's pulled up. Yeah, you're right. But Coventry aren't showing any signs of sympathy. They're playing on, and the ball's come to Sakamoto on the right-hand side. He cuts it back, and the shot comes in. It's over the top. Oh, Norwich were down to 10 there. And Hadji Wright had the chance from about 16 yards out. He's put it over the top. But yes, Cresceni has pulled up, and I think Jed Steer has diagnosed that correctly, because he's feeling the back of his left leg. And it's been a testing few minutes for Ben Cresceni. So he attempted to help out Diallo there defensively. He's gone down, and Norwich have got Jack Stacey stripped already. So we were looking at the possibility of Stacey coming on, maybe for Fisher, who's on a yellow card. I think Norwich are going to need both of them on the pitch here. It'll be interesting to see which one goes across to the left-hand side, won't it?
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
It's really unfortunate for Cresceni, who missed a lot of last season through injury. Got himself back in the team, got in England under-21 squad, and now he's pulled up again, and with hamstrings, well, you just never know, do you? That could be a period on the sidelines, so Jack Stacey's going to be needed. All the other players are coming across now to get a drink on board and go through what the plan is from here. But 20 minutes into the second half, we've had a couple of half chances for Coventry. That probably the last one there from Haji Wright was the best of them, but we couldn't take it. Kings Lynn are 3-1 up in the FA Cup now. Golden Mateo scoring against Cheshire. And Brisseni's not going to play any further part in this game. But how do you think Norwich have negotiated the opening 20 minutes of this half, Jed?
I think really well, to be honest with you. From where the first half was at and the joy Coventry had going forward, Norwich have dealt with it second half really well, and Coventry haven't had that joy. We've talked about how well Coventry have played and the pressure they've put on Norwich, but ultimately Kovacevic hasn't actually had a save to make, I don't think, of any really meaningful. Meaningful. I know Coventry hit the post early on, but other than that, it's just been sort of shots over the bar and half chances.
Both sides making a substitution here. Jack Stacey is coming on. He is going to play right back, and they're sending Callum Fisher over to the left-hand side. So that leaves Jack Stacey up against Ephraim Mason-Clark. Ben Crescenti off, Stacey on. A change by Coventry as well there, as all the players came across to get a refreshment during that stoppage. Sakamoto, the right wing, has gone off, and they've brought on Brandon Thomas Asante, the Ghana international, who scored the winning goal against Liam Manning's Bristol City here last season for Coventry. On he comes. So Callum Fisher has gone over towards the left-hand side now, and he's got a fresh pair of legs up against him in Thomas Asante. And straight away, Thomas Asante is testing him for pace, but neither of them are that quick. And Thomas Asante has pushed the ball past him. He's gone behind for a goal kick. Good West Brom player, got the winner against Norwich as well on Boxing Day a couple of seasons ago. But huge sympathy, Jed, for your old Aston Villa teammate Ben Crescenti. Got through a lot of hard work in this game, and in the end his hamstring is gone.
Yeah, it's a shame. About a minute before he pulled up, he didn't look like he wanted to go forward, and McLean was sort of pushing him up, and he sort of held back of his leg, and I thought, oh, is he feeling something here? And then ultimately it was down by his own corner flag when he went to clear the ball that it looks like he might have pulled something. And like you said, Chris, you don't know how serious they can be. It depends on where on the hamstring it is as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed for him, it's not too serious.
We're in the final quarter of this match. Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1. Is Matthias Quiscoran's first half goal going to be enough? Or are Coventry going to keep up the attack as the ball is played over the top of the Norwich defence? There's no offside here against Mason Clark, but a heavy touch takes him wide to the right-hand side. Here's Thomas Asante to Ben Ivak on the right-hand side. Cross comes into the Norwich penalty area. Rodoni's header is harmless and wide, but it was a good job from Mason's Clark's first touch. Wasn't perfect there from a Norwich point of view, because he'd beaten the offside trap perfectly. He got in behind the defence, hadn't he?
Yeah, it's a difficult one for him. It's coming over his shoulder, and I think we were all hoping to see the linesman's flag, but it stayed down, so thankfully that first touch, he couldn't get it in front of him to get a shot on goal. It went to his side, and ultimately he didn't get the chance in the end.
Some interesting calls ahead here for Liam Manning. What does he do to make sure that Norwich can manage this situation? A lovely header on there from Sargent, but Chris Gardner gambled and gone the wrong way, so he's not going to get on the end of it. Medic gets a free kick there against Haji Wright. Battling, tussling, having his shirt pulled. It's a Norwich free kick. No time wasting from Medic. Gets straight on with it. Finds Jack Stacey, who puts the ball into the channel for Sienats to chase. Can he get there on the edge of the Coventry box? No, it's forced the defending though from Kitching. He's put it out for a throw-in, well forward, and that was a relatively simple ball from Jack Stacey, but it's had the impact of turning Coventry round.
Exactly that, and you then get the throw in further up the pitch. Everyone can squeeze up. It takes the pressure off. It didn't look like there was loads going on in front of Stacey, to be honest. So just to stick in behind, that's where the space is. Go and use it, and then you get the throw in further up the pitch.
Here comes a long throw in, I think, from Matthias Quiscoran. He's scored in this game, and now he's going to test Coventry's resolve with a long throw in into the penalty area. Headed away as far as Kenny McLean, who intentionally heads it back towards the right-hand side. Quiscoran has managed to stay onside. Takes a touch, then another. Now delivers a whipped cross towards the far post. Diallo meets it on the volley. It's blocked by Haji Wright, who read that one really well. His clearance, though, is going to be picked up by Kenny McLean, left-hand side, put back into the Coventry penalty area. Header from Sienats, was never fully in control of it. It's run away for Quiscoran, who tries to hook it back towards the penalty area. Here's Sienats, cutting in from the right-hand side. Here's Sienats, but he's been eased off the ball. And here's Thomas Asante, and there's a counter-attack on here for Coventry. Topic gets back, though, drags Thomas Asante back, and Thomas Asante points at him as if to say, booking there, please, referee. And the referee obliges, and had to oblige, really. A yellow card for Mirko Topic. One loose pass, and Norwich City can take themselves from in a really promising position to being under all sorts of pressure, can't they? And I wonder whether Quiscoran's going to have to come off as well. We've seen him managed through games this season. Certainly hasn't played 90 minutes yet, and he's come hobbling away from that last spell of play. So that's time of the game now, isn't it? Still relatively early in the season. His knee, I think, he's taken a bang on the knee. You do need to manage the minutes of players and work out who can get Norwich through this last 20 minutes.
It doesn't look good for him.
No,
It looks like something's just popped.
It really doesn't look good for Chris Goran, who had got himself back towards the halfway line. And Norwich's goal scorer has now gone down. He's laying on his back in the centre circle. He's feeling that right knee. And it's been a costly 5 minutes or so this for Norwich City. They've lost Cresceni to an apparent hamstring problem. And now, Matthias Chris Goran, the goal scorer, who's been involved with a long throw in and then a couple of balls into the penalty area. He's pulled up. Oscar Schwartau is stripped and ready.
Yeah, that didn't look good, to be honest. Chris Goran was jogging backwards and getting back into position. It looked like his knee just buckled and he ended up going down. Fingers crossed for him.
Schwartau goes to the side of the pitch. Very carefully flexing that right knee of Matthias Chris Goran, who's linked up very nicely with Josh Sargent at times in this game. This is a game where Norwich haven't really done an awful lot as an attacking force. They've been doing a lot more defending. But when they have gone forward, we've seen some really neat touches from Chris Goran, and they won't want to lose him, it goes without saying. In a minute, his goal is the difference between the sides, but I don't think he's going to play any further part in the game. It's not serious enough to call for the stretcher or anything like that, but he's holding off in awkward fashion here. Oscar Schwartau is going to replace him, so it's one down for another. This is the ground on which he had a soft torrent for his first Norwich City League win last season, 1-0. Borja Sykes the scorer, and Norwich had to perform a bit of a rearguard action. Well, it's been the same today since they took the lead in the 17th minute. Chris Goran off, Schwartau on. Canary call after the game, and the Canary call watch along as well. Go to bbc.co.uk/Norfolk, and you can join in with us there. You can listen on the radio as usual, get in touch with the calls, your thoughts on what you've learnt about Norwich City today. 1-0 up, 18 minutes to go, but there is going to be quite a helping of stoppage time. Norwich have had to make 2 injury-enforced changes. So the 3 substitutions they can still make, they're going to have to make in one go if they want to make them all, because you only get those 3 windows. High ball forward from Thomas for Coventry, it's a waste. It's behind for a goal kick. Hear from Liam Manning and Shaw before we finish. Can we call it 6 o'clock, and we'll try and get early thoughts on those injuries, but it's never easy, is it, straight after a game to know quite how serious a problem is. But Cresceni and Chris Goran both failing to complete this game with injuries. Goalkeeper Kovacevic plays the goal kick forward. Sargent jumps, he's beaten in the air by Kitchen. Jack Stacey gets a touch to it. Medic heads it forward, but it's picked up by Rodoni, who's got it in behind Medic here for Haji Wright. Left edge of the penalty area for Coventry. Medic trying to get back at him. Haji Wright's crossed it in. Excellent interception from Harry Darling, who doesn't miss much when the ball comes into the Norwich penalty area. And Jack Stacey will clear the ball away for Norwich City.
It's a really good position from Darling. Haji's left-footed. He knows that he's going to have to whip this towards the edge of the 6-yard box. So he takes up his position on that line, which enables him to be able to clear it. It's really clever defending.
Thomas Asante, right-hand side for Coventry. Jack Rodoni alongside it. 16 minutes to go, still 1-0 to Norwich. But here's Rodoni, it's opening up for him to have a shot, and Kovacevic just rather nonchalantly watches it roll past the post. Goal kick.
You normally do that when you can't see it, to be honest with you, and it's past you before you even the ball comes into vision for you. So yeah, I'm sure he probably wants his defenders to get a little bit closer to the ball there and try and get a block on that shot.
Coventry's only defeat so far this season was away at Millwall in the League Cup. Haven't lost the league game yet. Norwich 15 minutes plus a fair chunk of stoppage time away from fixing that first league defeat. It's a lovely header from Sargent, but no one was able to latch onto it. After a high ball from the goalkeeper, Diallo with another nice header. Sienats goes after it. It's going to go through to the goalkeeper. I think Schwartau is now playing on the right-hand side, isn't he? And Sienats has gone into the Schwartau position, the Chris Goran position behind Sargent. Interesting to see whether Schwartau is a little bit more willing to get back and help out defensively. Another excellent interception from Harry Darling. Here's McLean, who plays it up towards the halfway line. Diallo with a nice first touch on the halfway line. Now he's got the ball in behind the Coventry defence. Sargent stretching, but there was just too much on it. Flag didn't go up, so if he had been able to control it, he'd have been clean through.
Yeah, it's really unlucky. Diallo sees it, and it's a difficult, in my opinion, it's quite a difficult pass for him as the ball's bouncing around. He nearly gets it spot on.
Schwartau sees the ball out of play, throw into Coventry. He's definitely come across to the right wing, hasn't he? Scored a goal for Denmark's under-21s against Wales in a comfortable win during the international break. Oscar Schwartau. I don't know if you've seen the goal, but it certainly wasn't a 25-yard thunderbolt. It was a tap-in from probably less than a yard after a defensive mistake. But they all count.
I was just about to say it. They all count. It doesn't say on the score sheet that.
Here comes Van Iwijk in a good position. Right-hand side for Coventry. Good defending from Fisher, but at the cost of a corner. A Coventry corner for the Canaries to try to combat now. Rodoni goes across to take it. Everybody back for Norwich. Coventry seem to have run out of ideas a little bit in this second half, Coventry. But set pieces can be vital when you're struggling to create chances. Everyone back for Norwich. They're 1-0 up, but they have a corner to defend here, which Jack Rodoni will take for Coventry. From the right-hand side with his left foot curling in. Sargent's up, he's got his head to it. It's a scramble, and somehow Kovacevic has got up and turned the ball aside just as it was bouncing up towards his goal.
Wow, what a save! Pure instinct. It's bobbling around 3-4 yards out, and it comes towards him, and he just claws it out for another corner. It's brilliant goalkeeping.
Saved his team there, Kovacevic, and he's going to need to again because he's been crowded into his goal here. As Rodoni takes the corner, and the referee says, no, we'll do that again, please, because, and again, it's great to have Jed Steer with us, because you'll have been in this position in your time, certainly in recent seasons. The team's absolutely crowding the goalkeeper. It must be so difficult.
It is. It really is difficult, and all it takes is a little nudge, and you can be put off. So if someone just nudges an arm, that's it. You miss the ball. So you've really got to rely on your teammates in front of you to block and not let the opposition get close to you.
Norwich have seen off from Mason Clark. He's now coming off. He looked like he was going to be the danger man in the first half. Some lovely touches, some real danger moments. But he's being replaced by Frank Lampard for these last 13 minutes. On comes Ellis Sims. Former Everton striker, another target for these sort of situations. Rodoni places the ball in the corner quadrant. Kovacevic dealt with the last corner just about. What about this one? Rodoni gets ready. That left foot to swing this one in again from the right-hand side for Coventry. Another dangerous curler right under the crossbar, but he's got there again, Kovacevic. And Sienat does his best to try and prevent it from going behind, but it has gone behind. It will be another corner to Coventry. This is a real spell of pressure now that Norwich are having to deal with. And Torp is going to take this one, and this time it's going to be right foot from the left-hand side. So this is another test for Kovacevic in his defence. 1-0 to Norwich. 12 minutes to go. It's another Coventry corner. More pushing in the penalty area as it's delivered deep towards the far post. Kovacevic comes through a crowd of players. He gets there just about, but the referee says there's a foul in there. And Kovacevic now falls to the ground.
Brilliant.
And I don't know how much sympathy he's going to get.
None.
He's feeling the back of his calf. No, he's not going to get any sympathy there, is he, the goalkeeper?
No, brilliant goalkeeping. Yeah, get him on. Slow the game down. Take away all that momentum that Coventry have just built with those corners. Slow the game down. It's really good goalkeeping. Everyone's under the crossbar. They're piling on the pressure. You know it's going to get whipped under the bar. And he's brave, he's bold, he comes for the cross. And he gets fouled as well. Fantastic goal. Takes the pressure straight off the team. Centre half, the team loves it when you do that. You normally get a big pat on the back. And now you can just take your time.
And we were talking about what the rules are when a player goes off if they get treatment. Well, the goalkeepers never have to go off if they get treatment.
No.
How much stoppage time do you think we're going to get here? There was that game in the last round of matches where Ipswich played Derby, and Ipswich scored the equaliser in the 16th minute of stoppage time. We might be heading in that sort of territory the way this is going.
Yeah, I was going to say I think there'll be a minimum of 8.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Ellis Sims, who's come on, you might remember, had a real purple patch a couple of seasons ago. Remember when Mark Robbins' Coventry got to the FA Cup semi-finals? He scored 15 goals in 19 games, but he's not really captured that form since. Looking for his first league goal since February, but he did score in the League Cup earlier this season. He's now gone as the centre forward, and Haji Wright has come over. Now you have to go with me on this one. Wright is now playing on the left for Coventry, up against Jack Stacey. Great noise from the 2,700 Norwich fans who've not seen a lot of attacking from their team at that end of the ground, but their team lead 1-0. 10 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Sargent's offside. It's a Coventry free kick. I have a feeling, Jed, we're sat level with the penalty area that Norwich are defending. I think we're probably at the right end of the ground to see most of the action these last 10 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah, it's all going to be down this end, isn't it? hopefully Norwich can just play the counter-attack a little bit more and get a bit of success.
Looks like there's a couple of substitutions coming up for Norwich City. We'll watch Coventry try to build an attack as they search for an equalizer. Rodoni laying the ball off to Van Ivek. He's back towards the halfway line. Norwich are keeping a good shape here, settled. Difficult to break down. Coventry are trying to do that. And they're going up towards Rodoni. It's all afternoon in between the Norwich midfielders and the defenders. And he's got it towards the right edge of the penalty. Van Ivek's got on the overlap. Callum Fisher makes the challenge. It goes behind. It's another Coventry corner. So Kovacevic has got to get himself ready. Jovan Makama and Liam Gibbs getting ready to come on for Norwich City. I don't know whether Sargent might be spared with Makama coming on. We'll see. Here comes another Coventry corner. This time make it their 10th of the match. There's a crowd inside the 6-yard box again. You know where this is going from Rodoni. There's the delivery. Whipped in once more. Headed away well by Norwich City. They've got to the first ball, and Diallo sets off after it and gets there and dribbles it away on the left-hand side all by himself. He runs into De Silva though, and the referee is going to bring it back for a Norwich free kick, and I think it was, because De Silva there was only interested in checking Diallo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like the referee wasn't going to give it for one moment there, because Diallo took the bump and he stayed on his feet, and I feel like a lot of the time you have to go down to actually get the foul. But fair play to the referee, he saw it and he's given it.
Makama and Gibbs are going to join us soon. Again, far from perfect from Norwich City today, but they're 1-0 up with 8 minutes to go away at Coventry. There's a bit of a steal about this team, isn't there, this season, that's at the moment helping them very much away from home.
Yeah, when so far, don't want to jinx anything, but when it's really mattered and it's about blocking shots and put your body on the line, then Norwich have been brilliant at that.
High ball from McLean towards the Coventry penalty area. Topic jumps. Schwartel puts the pressure back on. Two Norwich players both jump for it. Almost Topic and Darling challenged each other for the ball there. Jack Stacey gets there from the halfway line, just launches it forward. And Carl Rushworth, the goalkeeper, well, actually cheats it out towards the right back position here and chest it down. He could have just let that one go, but he's decided it's better to get it up the field as quickly as possible. Fisher returns it with a header. Diallo, I don't think, will be able to keep that ball in play. It's a Coventry throw, and here comes a couple of Norwich City substitutions. Sargent is heading towards the touchline. We've got a bit of a first here. We've got the first match this season that Josh Sargent has appeared in, and he hasn't scored. But he's put himself about. He had one chance in the first half that he put over the top. And he's worked really hard, as he always does. He's just still in yellow and green in September, which those Norwich fans have now got a chance to show their appreciation. And it looks like Diallo is going to be the other player to come off as well. So Makama, the striker, and Liam Gibbs coming on as well. A more combative, more defensively minded midfield player than Diallo is, certainly. So I think Norwich are trying to just shut this game down. Yeah. You understand that?
Yeah, absolutely. Some fresh legs on. Makama's a big boy up there. You hope that when the ball comes up to him, he can get hold of it and allow the team to get up the pitch.
6.5 minutes to go, plus we're expecting a good helping of stoppage time. Don't go anywhere. Norwich lead 1-0. It's a slender lead. It's back with the goalkeeper Rushworth for Coventry. They're playing passes deep inside their own half at the moment. Norwich threatening to press up and see if they can steal the ball. Kitching, the defender, plays it back to goalkeeper Rushworth. And Rushworth in the end will try to play the ball towards halfway. Jack Stacey gets there, looping header forward from him. Makama trying to jump, and it's gone over his head. Oh, he's put Kitching under pressure. He's got a touch here, Makama, cleared away by Thomas. McLean on halfway. Topic, here he is, halfway inside the Coventry half. He's going forward. Liam Gibbs is on the field, and here he is on the left-hand side. First touch is across into the penalty area, which is headed away. Jack Stacey sees a chance to try and seize it for Norwich, but Haji Wright's got there first, and Coventry clear. And they try and turn Norwich round, and Medic is going back towards his own penalty area against Sims, and he's just about deals with it there. Jakob Medic needs some help. Fisher heads it down, but he's giving it away straight to Coventry. Norwich have got a problem here. On the right-hand side, the ball comes across. Chance for Thomas Asante. Chance for Sims. Brilliant flying stop from Kovacevic. Neither of the Coventry players in the penalty area was able to make proper contact, but Kovacevic watched it all the way, and he flew across his 6-yard box to parry it.
Wow, what a big save. Josh Sims, you'd say, has to score.
Here they come again, though. Torp for Coventry. Brilliant tackle. Kenny McLean on the edge of his own box. Goes down, no foul. Here's De Silva for Coventry. We'll bring Jed Steer back in on that bit of goalkeeping in a moment, but Coventry aren't done. De Silva plays the ball in a great position here for Rodoni from the byline on the left, cuts it across, and Sims has put it wide from inside the 6-yard box. No, it stayed in play. It went right along the byline and it stayed in. Norwich need to switch on. They're under real pressure now. Cross comes in high from the right-hand side. Schwartau jumps to head it away. They're living dangerously here, Norwich City. Sinats battles with Grimes. He does really well to chase it up towards the halfway line. And then with a reverse pass to Schwartau, Norwich on the attack here all of a sudden. Oscar Schwartau takes on Kitching, sets away Makama. Makama plays it against the defender. Then comes back for more here, the former Lincoln striker, holding it by the corner flag. Jovan Makama, brilliant work, then tries to cross, and it's blocked, and it's gone behind for a Norwich City corner. Breathless. Norwich have got a corner, but at the other end, Kovacevic with a fantastic bit of goalkeeping, and then Sims tapped the ball somehow across the face of goal from inside the 6-yard box. He could almost touch the near post.
Yeah, Kovacevic, wow, brilliant goalkeeping. There's the ball across the 6-yard box. There's two Coventry players lining up. He has to take his positioning off the first one who he thinks he could score. He misses it and he has to move across his goal so quickly to get a big block diving save on. Wow, fantastic goalkeeping.
And it really was impressive, because at any point there as that ball came across, either of the players could have touched it and that would have completely changed the trajectory of the ball, and yet he waited and he was there to make the save.
Exactly. It's easy to come and gamble and sell yourself, but he didn't. He waited and he was brave, and then he got across his goal with so much speed and he flung himself across there.
Change has been made by Coventry. Tell you about that in a moment. Norwich corner. McLean from the right-hand side puts it towards the far post, headed away. Liam Gibbs chasing it though, trying to keep the pressure on up against Van Ivik. He's got their first, Gibbs, but Van Ivik has recovered and has won the throw-in. So Coventry just took off De Silva, the left-back, and they put on Miguel Angel Brau, a Spanish left-back. 4 for Kings Lynn in the FA Cup, 4-1 up at Cheshire. So really good result for them by the looks of it. 3 minutes to go at the CBS. Coventry City 0, Norwich City 1. Norwich have needed Kovacevic to be at his best. Liam Manning is now urging his team to get in possession and not do anything silly. Brilliant tackle from Schwartau to prevent Kitching from breaking, and the ball has gone back to the goalkeeper Kovacevic, who clears the ball away. Liam Manning's screaming himself hoarse on the side of the pitch, isn't he? He knows how crucial this spell of the game is now. 1-0 to Norwich. It's a slender lead. Fisher now being tested here by Thomas Asante and seeing him out of play for a throw-in. Callum Fisher, we weren't sure, were we, at half-time whether he should stay on the pitch for being on a yellow card, but he's handled this second half brilliantly.
He has, yeah, really well. He's managed it very well. Being on a yellow card, it's difficult as a fullback, especially when you've got wide players who want to run at you, want to take you on. He's done really well.
Well, Norwich, I think, have decided that in these last few minutes they're much better just trying to get the ball as far away from their goal as possible rather than just sitting and defending. It might not be a bad move, but they've just got to be careful they don't leave themselves open to a high ball over the top like this one. And Redic is there, he's launched it clear up towards the halfway line. Nice touch from Van Ivik. The Dutch right back has found Redoni in a pocket of space. Forward he comes for Coventry, right edge of the penalty area. Gibbs and Fisher across. It's been laid off to Van Ivik. Now on the edge of the penalty area, Torp steers into the box, deflected off a Norwich player. Fisher slides to prevent the corner, but at what cost? It'll be a throw-in to Coventry instead. That's the risk you take, isn't it? You slide to prevent the corner, but if you give it straight back to the opposition, you can be in trouble.
Yeah, it could be a long throw coming in now as well, by the looks of things.
Well, we saw Van Ivik try one in the first half, and it's looped up in the air, didn't it? Because the ball was wet. We haven't had much rain since, so I think this will be a tester for the Norwich defence. 88 minutes and 45 seconds showing on the big screen at the end of the ground where the Norwich fans are. 1-0 to Norwich. Here comes a long throw-in from Milan Van Ivik into the Norwich penalty area. Looping now towards the penalty spot. Harry Darling's up and gets his head to it. It's fallen for Torp on the edge of the box. Makes room, shoots. What a block! Harry Darling dives in front and the ball spins out of play. And now he's pulled up after making that block. That was a tremendous bit of defending.
Don't let the physio on. We need him, need him on the pitch.
Yeah, no. Hopefully a few of the Norwich players have done their first aid badges and they're going to be able to administer the treatment for cramp here. Sit down, Norwich physio, sit down. Yeah. We need Harry Darling on that pitch. Even if he is on one leg. I think it's cramp, isn't it? That's the treatment they're giving him, they're bending the foot back. But I'm not surprised he's got cramp. He's been a man round to at the back for Norwich today.
He really has, yeah. He's headed everything, he's blocked, he's chucked his body on the line. It's exactly what you want to see from your centre-half.
Right, here we go. Van Ivik is standing right against the advertising hoardings in front of us. It's another long throw-in to test Norwich's mettle. There it is, towards the penalty spot once again, headed on, but Sinats has picked it up, and he's going to dribble it clear for Norwich City. Now, can he use the ball well here? He's launched it forward. Norwich have got both Makama and Gibbs forward. Neither of them have picked it up, but Coventry have given it straight back to Sinats. Sinats, though, can't use it. Mistake at the back by Coventry. It might run for Makama, who's in the penalty area here for Norwich City. Plays it across. There's a chance for Sinats, but he can't get there. 9 minutes of time added on. Norwich City are far from home and hosed yet. Coventry will be buoyed by the 9 minutes of time added on. Here they come in pursuit of an equaliser. There was a great break for Norwich a moment ago. They just couldn't take the chance. Now Callum Fisher's being tested by Rodoni for Coventry. So many sky blue shirts forward.
Brilliant.
What a challenge from Callum Fisher on Van Ivik. But still, it's with Coventry on the right-hand side. Van Ivik back to Rodoni. On the right, he twists and he turns against Gibbs and he gets a low cross in. Heavy touch from Brandon Thomas-Asante. Topic nips it away. And now McCarmer chases it for Norwich City. He's doing it all by himself. He's the only Norwich player anywhere near the Coventry half. And he's running towards the corner flag here, or at least he thinks he is. Then he lays it off to Jack Stacey, who's helping him out. Now it's McCarmer, and Schwartau has made a run forward. A clever flick from Schwartau to Stacey, who, oh no, it was just a little bit over complicated from Schwartau. Didn't really need a mid-air back heel there, did it? It was clever, but maybe it wasn't the time for it.
Yeah, time and a place.
That's 1 minute of the 9 seen it. Stay with us. 1-0. Coventry have the ball inside their own half. The home supporters are urging them to move it forward with talk now up towards Ellis Sims, the substitute, who's taking on Harry Darling. But Darling recovers and makes the challenge just as it looked like Sims might get round him. And Callum Fisher will clear. And the ball will fade out of play. Will it for a throw-in? No, Bobby Thomas has kept it in play. And he's found Torp. More defending here for Norwich City to get through as they cling on to this 1-goal lead away from home. Here's Van Ivik, right-hand side, crosses, big deflection, it loops behind. It's a Coventry corner. I was going to say that we know it's going to be one-way traffic for this whole 9 minutes of stoppage time, but it's been really the pattern for most of the afternoon, hasn't it?
It has. Norwich have had to soak up a lot of pressure. Coventry, to be honest, have played well today. But all that matters is the score sheet at the moment.
Norwich lead 1-0. We've had 3 minutes, or nearly 3 minutes of stoppage time. Rodoni's going to take this corner for Coventry City. From the right-hand side with his left foot. Desperately searching for a leveller. In it comes now, curling. Oh, Kovacevic takes it. Brilliant catch. And he dives on top of the ball. Oh, guess what? His hip hurts now.
Yeah.
He's picking himself up, though. He's got booked in the first half for time wasting, Kovacevic. And the referee's saying, come on, look, be sensible here. But what can the referee do? Kovacevic is saying he's hurt.
Yeah, if he took an elbow to his ribs, he's taken an elbow to his ribs. But brilliant goalkeeping, though. It's these moments where you
catch the ball.
Yeah, like when you catch the ball as a goalkeeper, that's it. The game's dead. So everyone can relax.
He clears the ball high up the field as Kovacevic. Harry Darling for Norwich City just launches it forward. That one's gone so high. Bobby Thomas, the Coventry defender, gets underneath it. McLean returns it. McCarmer heads it on. Ball hasn't touched the ground for about 30 seconds. Now it does. Van Ivik hits it high and forward. There's defending here. Ellis Sims has burst through the defence, but here's Kovacevic outside his penalty area to get his head to it this time. And Harry Darling shops it clear. McCarmer wins the header, and Sinats is through, but the flag has gone up. There was a brilliant header from McCarmer. Sinats took a chance, dashed onto it, and the flag went straight up.
It looked close.
It looked really close. It's been close all afternoon. 3.5 minutes of stoppage time gone. 9 was signalled. Brew, the Coventry substitute, left-hand side, crosses in. Haji Wright in the penalty area. Can he dig out a shot? He's gone down under the challenge of Jack Stacey. Referee shakes his head immediately, and now has given Norwich City a free kick, as he's saying that's a dive from Haji Wright. Went down to instalments there, didn't he, Haji Wright? And Norwich have a free kick, and and now there's more cramp. Jakov Medic has got cramp now. We don't want the physios on, do we?
No, but the referee's trying to stop it by pulling the physios on.
Is Medic going to get booked? He is going to get booked. What's he? Well, did he show an imaginary yellow card? I see. He showed an imaginary yellow card to Haji Wright, Medic, so he can't really complain about that. 4.5 minutes. That's half the stoppage time dealt with. 1-0 to Norwich City. BBC Radio Norfolk. Is it going to be a second straight clean sheet for Norwich City on the road? Schwartau heads the ball on. It won't stay in the Coventry half for long. Callum Fisher with some defending to do here. What a great first touch though that is from Brandon Thomas-Asante. And he's got Van Ivik on the run. On the right-hand side, Liam Gibbs doing his best to stay with him. Van Ivik squeezes the ball across. There's Harry Darling to cut it out, but he hasn't got it away! Sims with a chance! Haji Wright walks it into the net! And there is a late equaliser for Coventry City! The Canaries had the chance to clear it. They didn't take the chance to clear it. And is it wrong?
takes the touch to try and clear it on his left foot. The Coventry City forward shuts him down, blocks it. Kovacevic ends up making a save, and there's Haji Wright tapping the rebound. He does well to hit the target. The ball was behind him, and he hangs out a leg and manages to find the back of the net. For Norwich now, it's about hanging on to a draw.
Well, this is a role reversal, isn't it? We saw Norwich score twice in stoppage time against Coventry to win at Carrow Road earlier this year. This time it's Coventry who've struck late. Here's Schwartau though for Norwich City going forward, playing the ball across to Liam Gibbs. Gibbs into the penalty area, out to Makama, who's got room on the right-hand side here, stands it up towards the far post. It's a Coventry head that gets there. Topic trying to keep the pressure on. He's done well, just to nod it towards the right-hand side. Jack Stacey has control of the ball. 1-1. Space for Topic. Puts the ball into the Coventry penalty area. Schwartau trying to take a touch. It's been cleared away. Brandon Thomas Asante sets off after it, but won't get there. Here's Harry Darling. McLean lays the ball out to the left-hand side, and Callum Fisher. Still got 2.5 minutes of this game to go. 1-1. Topic lays the ball out to Fisher on the left-hand side. Norwich so close to another clean sheet, but in the 6th minute of stoppage time, Coventry have found an equaliser. And now the ball goes loose for Norwich City, and the Coventry fans think they can do this. They think they can still win it. You can hear Frank Lampard cupping his hands around his mouth, trying to make himself heard amongst the din. Schwartau tries to head it forward. Jack Stacey battling for Norwich City and carrying the ball forward well. He's got Makama for help here, the big centre forward who's joined Norwich in the summer. Topic gives it back to Jovan Makama. On to Jack Stacey. Schwartau makes a run in front of him, but Stacey keeps it to himself. Now finds Makama. Lovely turn from Makama, who then puts the ball into the channel. He was looking for Schwartau, but he's in an offside position, so it goes out for a throw in. 90 seconds to go. Coventry City 1, Norwich City 1. It's been frantic all the way through this game. Can't really say Coventry don't deserve something out of it.
No, I think if Coventry hadn't got the equaliser, I think you would have said they'd been unlucky to lose.
Sienats heads it on to Topic. The Coventry equaliser has actually brought Norwich out of their shell. McLean has just put the ball into the channel here for Makama, who's onside, and he's got Schwartau for support into the penalty area. Tries to feed it across, but it's blocked and cleared away, and suddenly it's Coventry are defending desperately. Final minute of stoppage time. Stacey gives it to Schwartau. Cross from Schwartau. High in the penalty area, too high for Sienats. And in fact, it's gone over his head, and it's going to fall for Van Iverick. And the Coventry fans are roaring him forward here. And he's quick, and he runs up towards the halfway line, and Sienats strikes him back. And he is going to become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th Norwich player to get a yellow card today, Ante Sienats.
It's a brilliant foul. It's a professional foul. He knows he's going to go past him and run into space. He has to stop him, and he does. He pulls his shirt, brings him down. It's a good foul.
1-1. Last action of the game now, I think. 20 seconds of the 99th minute to go. Long kick forward for the Coventry goalkeeper Rushworth. It's in the Norwich box, but he's got too much on it. It goes behind. It'll be a goal kick. And there's a lot of frustration out there. I don't think either side is going to be particularly happy when the final whistle goes, because Norwich got so close to holding on to a clean sheet and 3 points, and Coventry have dominated the match but haven't managed to win it. So I don't think either side is going to be particularly happy with the point from this. But 99 minutes are up. They've actually stopped the clock now on the scoreboard. Maybe it doesn't go on past 99. And I think we're just about done. No, we carry on. There's been a goal in the stoppage time, of course. Makama helps the ball on towards Schwartau. Referee looks at his watch, puts his whistle to his lips and blows the end of a frantic afternoon of football at the CBS Arena. And sure enough, as the final whistle goes, there are Norwich City players looking to the skies, down on their haunches in frustration, and there are Coventry players doing the same. Because it's finished all square. For the most part, Norwich City were on the back foot, but for the most part, Norwich City led the game. They defended stoutly. We saw some brilliant defending from Harry Darling, and the goalkeeper Kovacevic in particular pulled off a couple of wonderful saves late in the game. It looked like Matthias Kviskoren's 17th minute strike might be the difference between the sides, but just as those 2,700 Norwich fans were beginning to believe they might hang on, they might win the game, we saw Haji Wright walk one in to the empty net after Norwich just took too long to clear the ball away. A frantic afternoon, a frustrating afternoon, I think, for both sides. But in the end, Jed Steer, what have you learned about Norwich City from that one? 1-1.
Defensively, putting their bodies on the line, the grit, determination. To be honest, honest with you, we saw most of the game. It was that, you know, Norwich didn't offer loads going forward. They got the goal early and then soaked up all the pressure. But look, they can. When it comes to playing away from home, you know you're going to have to go through spells where it's going to be tricky, and they did that for most of the game today. They were so unfortunate to concede at the end, but the reaction to conceding so late on in the game from Norwich was very good. They took the sting out of the game. It's easy to crumble at that point and Coventry to go on and get another goal. They didn't. They kept the ball for a bit, so the reaction to it was brilliant. So overall, you'd say a point away from home at Coventry is a decent point.
Yeah, I suppose the only reaction to what we've said there is actually, could Norwich have been a bit more attacking at 1-0? Could they have tried to get a second goal a bit more? Because they